Play-by-play tracking era started in 1996-1997 season. LeBron James has the most clutch time points ever. He's got over 2,600. The only other player with over 2,000 clutch time points is Kobe. LeBron James, second most game-tying or game-winning shots inside the final minute of the fourth quarter or overtime. Kobe's number one. They're the only two guys that have more than 80. Kobe has 88. LeBron has 81. LeBron James has 5 game-winning buzzer beaters in the playoffs, the most ever in NBA history. I don't know where people are coming up with these. LeBron James, is he an all-time great scorer? No, he is the all-time greatest scorer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is LeBron James clutch? Well, you could make the argument he's the most clutch player ever.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. Y'all know we go live every Sunday noon Eastern time to talk about the GOAT conversation and basketball in general. We do this throughout the year, 365, 52 weeks a year. We don't play games here in GOAT James Kingdom. I'm A. Johnny the Exposer. I got my partner B. Lee, and we are here to have another great show with you guys. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out the membership in GOAT James Kingdom because we are dropping content on LeBron James as the GOAT of basketball, and we talk about all the greatest players as well. Tonight's show is about who is the GOAT scorer of all time. So that will be today's show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to give a shout out to T Perfect, who's also in the building. Thank you for joining us again, sir. Appreciate you.
What's up?
We also got King John in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining us today, sir. And obviously we got my boy, Craig King, the top-notch dude here, the MJ delegate number 1. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for joining us.
The only one that got his government on this shit, man.
No, what not. Listen, last but not least, we also got my boy B. Lee. B. Lee got his government up here as well. What's good, brother?
What's good, everybody? All right, so are you guys ready to get down to discussing who's the greatest scorer of all time? So I'm gonna start first with Craig. So Craig, tell us who's the greatest scorer of all time and why.
Well, you know what I'm gonna say.
No, I know what you're gonna say, but I really want to hear it.
Well, I say it's Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though he was what you guys call a volume scorer, he was also an efficient volume scorer. He has the most seasons averaging 30 in NBA history. Out of those 8 seasons, 6 of them, there was over 50%. So, like I said, he's a volume efficient scorer. And don't even talk about the playoffs. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to let y'all marinate on that right quick.
All right. Let's go ahead to Travis.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think it's Kevin Durant. No other players come close to replicating what he does in terms of 3-level efficiency and for as long. He has an 18-year career, and he's almost averaging a 50, 40, 90 shooting splits with that, and he's doing it with volume. I mean, the only guy that we thought was even sniffing that was Larry Bird, but he did it in an era where it was pretty uncommon to take more than 3 or 4 threes a game, and Durant's doing it better than 5 or 6. And so, I mean, if you're talking about most points or longevity, obviously it's going to be someone like LeBron. But if you're talking consistently scoring the basketball from all 3 levels and just doing it better than anyone else, I don't know how you can argue it's not him.
All right. John, who do you think is the greatest scorer of all time?
I know everybody gonna say I'm wrong when I say this. I think it's a tie between LeBron and Wilt Chamberlain. I mean,
Okay.
LeBron has the most consistent. He's averaged 25 points or more for 20 straight seasons. Wilt averaged the most points for a season, has the most points for a season. I mean, both of them have generated the most points combined in their career. I mean, it's hard to argue who was a better scorer, Wilt or LeBron. I mean, if I had to choose, I would say LeBron. I mean, because of consistency and longevity. But to me, it's a tie between LeBron and Wilt. I mean, Wilt, if you just go by the 10th, he averaged 30.1 points a game. That ties with Michael Jordan for the most career average for a career. I don't know how you can argue either one of those.
Okay. All right. Johnny. So just thinking about who's the greatest scorer of all time. I know you say it's LeBron James. What one specific thing do LeBron do that you can say this makes him the greatest scorer of all time? It could be one record, one specific thing. What do you think it is that you watch LeBron and be like, this is why he's the greatest scorer of all time?
Yeah, when you look at, right, let's knock the totals out of it. Let's just look at the guys who have the highest points per game averages, right? We all know LeBron James is like 6th or 7th or something like that, but there's
He's
like
7th
3 guys
currently. Yeah, he's
yeah,
7th
but there's like
currently.
3 guys or 4 guys that average 27 points per game, right? So LeBron James averages 27 points per game, but if you look at everybody in that list, he's the only one with over 1,200 games played. That is what makes him the greatest scorer of all time. The fact that he's able to average 25 points per game plus for 20 years and have 27 points per game for 1,400 plus games. He's probably going to have it for 1,500 because he's at what, 1,460, 1,470 games played?
1492. 1492.
He had 1,492. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. He's going to have 1,500 games played. Tell me what player in NBA history, no matter what you want, is going to play 1,500 games and still give you 27 per game.
Just think about what NBA player averaged 27 and 7 for their career.
No, but that's just being the GOAT.
Yeah,
We just talking about scoring.
That involves scoring because you are making sure that your other players are being involved while you're scoring that many points that no one could do for 1,500 games but LeBron James.
I mean, KD averages 27 and 7, but with 4 assists. I mean, the only difference is he has 3 less assists, but his scoring goes up in the playoffs as well to 28.
How many rebounds does Kevin Durant average for his career?
7.
He averaged 7. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's
I mean,
decent.
and he's only like 4. I mean, he's literally 4 seasons behind LeBron or 3. But I mean, if we're just talking, yes, I'm going to get you 27 points every day. I mean, it's either one, but I mean, give me a 3-level scorer every time who's played for like 17 years and, you know, is super efficient.
I've always wondered that. Let me ask you this, Travis. Kobe Bryant averages 25 points per game. So does Karl Malone. So are you telling me Kobe Bryant's 25 points per game is more impactful or however because of the versatility, although Karl Malone was about, just mid-range and getting to the basket and transition?
More impactful?
Does that make him a better scorer than Karl Malone?
No, not at all. I mean,
because
I don't.
Karl Malone doesn't shoot no threes at all.
No, I don't care. I mean, impactful? No. I mean, because, like, it's really about efficiency. Karl Malone was more efficient. Like, obviously, they played different positions, and Kobe was maybe more technically sound scorer.
He was a big man. Man.
Yeah, Kobe was more technically sound. Like, and you expect that. Like, if you're comparing a guard to a forward. But if you're just talking about who was getting the ball in the bucket, who was doing so most efficiently, I mean, yeah, doing it from all 3 levels is raises you if you can do that too. But there's no doubt that Malone was doing it on similar or less shots too per game than Kobe Bryant. So I mean, if you're talking about between those 2 players, who was the more impactful scorer, I'd say it was Malone because he was able to do things, without shooting his team out of games. He was able to, get you his averages, still play defense, and not have to, kind of be a black hole in offense. Nothing against Kobe, but it's tough for me to say that Kobe was a more effective scorer, unless obviously he had efficient nights, but for a career, it's just tough to say that.
But that's why I asked that, because you brought up KD's versatility, because that would eliminate all big men, like a Wilt Chamberlain, like a Kareem, like a Karl Malone, who are all great scorers, but they were not 3-level scorers.
Yeah, that's why I think KD's the best. Because he's able to do it.
When you got a teammate that could put up just as much points as you, Jordan never had someone that could put up 40 with him. Everybody got named had a person on their team that could drop 20 or average 25 in the most important series. Jordan was the only offensive threat on the Bulls.
Yeah, he was also the only guy taking 27 shots a game.
And he was the best shooter on the team.
So you're saying Scottie Pippen was not a threat?
You want Scottie Pippen taking 30 shots a game?
No,
he was the best.
So you're saying Scottie Pippen was not a threat?
What do y'all say Scottie Pippen was known for? His defensive facilitating, nothing to do with scoring.
Okay, Craig, I have a question. Was Magic Johnson a threat?
James Worthy was a threat.
Okay, was Magic Johnson a threat on the offensive end?
James Worthy was a threat.
So you won't answer the question. Okay. All right.
I know where you're going. James Worthy.
I know exactly where you know exactly where I'm going, because you refuse to give Scottie Pippen his credit.
42 and 17 in the NBA playoff game. I never see Scottie do that.
Well, I'm just saying, though, Craig, do you know how many 40-point games Scottie got for his career? Ooh.
It's not a lot, but I can count probably on one hand.
Okay, so let's do this.
2, 3.
I see. Wait. Okay, I see this. In 1991, when the Bulls had a championship run, Scottie Pippen had a game high of 43 points that season. That's one game. In 1992, he had another game high of 41 points. So that's 2 years in a row. In 95, he had another game high of 40 points. In 96, he had a game high of 40 points.
How many 40-point games Jordan had those same years? You talking about
wait. You just said that did Jordan have somebody that could score 40 points? I'm looking at a lot of 40-point games here from Scottie Pippen.
You counted 3 in a 3-year span.
No, I counted 4 so far. Oh wait, I counted. No, those are just game highs. Those are just his game highs. I didn't see how many. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go to 1991.
Go how many 40-point games Pippen had
in his
career.
I'm gonna do that right now. I got you. But while I do that, y'all can continue the conversation. Because all right, so you saying that? Okay, hold on. Oh, I found it. Scottie scored 40 points once in 1991. Right, that was the one time I mentioned. Let's see what else here. 1992, he scored 40 points once in 1992 as well. So let's go to 1995, where he did it again. In 1995, Scottie Pippen scored 40 points once. Okay, all right. Come on, Scottie, give it to us some more. Come on, Scottie. 96, Scottie. He only scored 40 points once. And then in 97, which was his game high for his career, he scored 40.
I want the 40-point games in the season. Give me one season when he had more than one.
That's when he did one. He didn't. He had 5 seasons with one 40-point game. He didn't. That's it. He has 5 40-point games for his career.
And that's the guy Jordan won 6 championships with. Just let that sink in. How many 40-point games you can go? How many 40-point games AD got? How many 40-point games Kyrie had? How many 40? You can just pick how many 40-point games.
So what we
that's different when you got a. That's different when you actually have a player passing the ball to your teammate.
So wait. So Jordan's a great scorer because he never had a great scorer on his team. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, when he's a great scorer. He's the great scorer because he scored. Like, just think about this in the playoffs. He outscored every opponent in every playoff game except this rookie season. Like, and if he would have scored one more basket in that rookie playoff series, he would have had outscored Terry Cummings. That's how slim of a margin it was.
Oh, you're talking about an average for the series, right? Career.
Yeah.
I mean, for the series average. Okay. Wasn't Terry Cummings on coke?
He wasn't that series.
All right, so Craig,
insane. You
Yeah,
all
Craig.
the opponents you played against, you outscored except for the one in your rookie season, and he scored one more basket than you two.
Wasn't he on drugs though?
I'm just asking, bro.
mean,
You know,
but-
I listen. In
mean, but-
1985, I was 4 years old. I didn't know shit about basketball, so I don't know. I don't know.
Agreed.
All right. Let's keep on moving. Let's keep on moving. So, Craig, go ahead and give me your top 5 scorers of all time.
Top 5. Okay, it's Mike, Braun, Wilt, Kareem, KD.
All right, John.
LeBron, Wilt, KD, Mike, Kobe.
Hey, Craig, did you say Kobe?
No.
No, that's what I thought. All right, Travis.
KD, Braun, Shaq, Malone, Wilt.
You didn't say Kobe either. All right, so before I move to Johnny, why both of you guys don't think Kobe's a top 5 scorer? We can start with Craig first.
Well,
You start with Craig first.
I mean, because remember, he came in the league off the bench. He really didn't get into his groove until his 3rd or 4th year, where everybody else pretty much came in the league gunning. LeBron, it took a year, but he went from 20 to 25 his next season. What, 25, 27? Everybody else I named was they career average off the bat. So
you're saying Kobe's not a top 5 scorer because early in his
when
career
you say
he
score,
wasn't a starter.
just my top 5 is all scorers.
Okay, that's a great question.
Yeah.
How do you measure scoring, Craig? How do you measure
Yeah,
scoring?
I just want to know
all
how
those
you
players
measure
I
that.
name are more efficient than Kobe.
Okay,
If
no,
you
but how?
wanna get-
So
But I'll say, how do you measure scoring, Craig? What is your criteria?
Oh, my criteria, it plays a part is the level of scoring, of course the amount you scored, how efficient the score you are, and it also in the teammates' impact. If how much offensively are your team dependent on you?
okay, all right, Travis. Why Kobe wasn't in your top 5?
I mean, similar to what Craig said. I mean, like, I get it. I know the era he played in and whatever was demanded of him. And like a lot of these other people, he didn't really have a lot of the times he didn't really have the other go-to player. But I mean, when you're actually talking about, like, if you're trying to narrow it down like the 10 best or 5 best, you have to have some sort of criteria. And for me, it's just the people who were shooting also with volume at much more than Kobe and still managing to do it at a relatively efficient clip. And Kobe just wasn't that. I mean, Kobe was a great, technically sound scorer. I mean, you could argue he had the best footwork of all time. You could argue that his nose he perfected the fade, things like this. All these things were made Kobe a fantastic scorer. That's the numbers. But if we're just talking about the most impactful scorers day in and day out, who were not going to shoot you out of games, who are going to give you an efficient 20, 30 points per game and keep on doing it throughout their career, really. I believe that's reflected in my top 5, and regardless of the era. So,
this for Travis and Craig again. If Michael Jordan played, say for instance, in the era Kobe played in, do you think he'll shoot over 50%? Craig, what you think? You think he would or would not?
What did he pull up? What did he was like 41% in his last season with the Wizards? At 30, at 40?
Yeah, it was like 41%.
Yeah, so I mean, you put him in his prime, he got to be at least a good 9% better.
Do you think if he started his career when Kobe started,
if he's not, he'll have more seasons closer than Kobe did. He'll be at 48, 49 if he's not at 50 on the mark.
All right. What about you, Travis?
I mean, does he average 50%? I mean, maybe. I think the reason I think he was a better scorer than Kobe was I think he was a little bit more selective with the shots. Like, I think the main thing against Kobe being a top 5 scorer is that you could definitely see where there were times where Kobe was just determined to get a shot off, regardless of the situation, regardless of how they were playing him. He was going to force that shot up, regardless of the coverage. And I mean, he would make a lot of them, but that's I think that was definitely an indication of why you saw, some of his field goal attempts dip, or not his percentage dip a lot of the times there. But I think Michael Jordan was better at selecting shots, especially later in his career. If he came in prime to this league, and let's say it was like he had like the mentality of like 93, 95, 96 Mike or whatever, I think that he could shoot over 50%. I don't think he'd take as many shots. That would help out too. And yeah, I think he'd be a little more team oriented too.
Yeah, just looking at Michael Jordan. Go ahead, John. I'll let you go first.
I think if he had Kobe Bryant's exact career, I think he easily shoots 50%. Think about him playing with Shaq and just getting one-on-one every night. Why doesn't he shoot 50%? I mean, it's almost, when I listen to Craig and Travis, it's almost like they starting his career at the Shaq. Think about those years with Shaq when he's getting one-on-one every night, and he's shooting over 50% from the field at that point. So even if it dipped down a little bit once he's the man on the team, I think his career average is 50% from the field easily. I mean, I don't even see the argument to why Jordan's percentage wouldn't be that high if he had Kobe Bryant's career.
Okay. For me, I believe he'll shoot probably similar to Kobe, maybe even less. When Jordan came in, he wasn't that great of a shooter. Really wasn't able to dribble as well as Kobe was. His last 5 seasons was under 50%. So that's when he was shooting the best of his career. He was under 50%. So having him come in and actually have to guard tougher guards, he's going to be more tired trying to do those things. So I know you guys were saying that Michael Jordan is the greatest over Kobe because of how efficient Kobe was. I think will be similar to Kobe Bryant if he played in the 2000 majority of his career.
So we got 3
but you go ahead and go.
You're the only one. So I guess what you say is supersede what 3 people say.
It should. All right, go ahead, John.
I just want to get that. This is why I hate these hypotheticals. We got 3 people saying
his last 5 seasons was under 50%.
How many seasons he got shooting 50%? How many seasons Kobe got seasons shooting 50%? How many?
We had 0.
Okay, then how many Jordan has?
5.
But
okay, then. So if you know he shot 50%,
he had 6. He had 6.
If he shot 50, if you can say he shot 50% 5 times in his career, I can say he shot it 6 times in his career. He did shoot 50%. That what?
I don't know. That was against Danny Ainge. That was against Danny Ainge and Cokehead.
Man, Craig Elo. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Like you, I just don't think he will be. I don't think he was. I don't think he was that great of a scorer to shoot over 50% versus better players. Just like he couldn't shoot over 50% versus Brian Russell defense. So I don't think he would come into the league.
I don't think Kobe.
Now you want to go to the competition. It don't matter. He did it.
I don't think Kobe playing in the 2000s makes him not a top 5 scorer. Yeah, I don't think Kobe playing in the 2000s does not make him a top 5 scorer. There's not.
It's what Jordan is what other people could do. It's not what Jordan does. It's what other people could do. Because now no one brought up any other players. Who were they playing against? No one but Jordan. You got to worry about he played against Byron Russell. You didn't say that. You didn't say that about LeBron. You didn't say that about Wilt. You didn't worry about who they played. But it's always with Jordan. It's because he played Byron Russell. Of course he's going to shoot 50%.
I mean, he didn't shoot 50% versus Byron Russell. He shot 40.
Whatever. Why is Byron Russell being mentioned? And we talk about the greatest scorers.
Because if he can't shoot over 50% versus him, you guys are trying to downgrade Kobe Bryant, saying he's not a top 5 scorer. But Kobe is obviously a top 5 scorer. Kobe is obviously a top 5 scorer. Kobe is top 5 hands down scorer of all time.
No, but let's do this, Craig. You said You said 3 people say Jordan would shoot 50%, right? You said that, right, Craig? 3 of us here say that Jordan would shoot 50%, right? That's what you said, right? So 3 of us here,
yes.
yeah, 3 of us here have Kobe Bryant in their top 5 scorers of all time. So can that apply as well? Because Kobe's in my top 5 scorer of all time as well. I got Kobe actually 4th, and ahead of Michael Jordan. But before we do that, hold on. But before we do that, before I give you my list, shout out to you, Willie. Willie said he gonna become a member of the channel. That's what he said. He said he gonna become a member of the channel. He said he gonna help donate to the content of GJK. Now, I'm glad you using the services of your illegal illicit funds to help us here in GOAT James Kingdom, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. You are very welcome. Well, my top 5, obviously, y'all know, is GOAT James, right? Then we have, obviously, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Then it's Karl Malone. Then it's Kobe Bryant. Then it's Michael Jordan. And then it will soon be Kevin Durant once his career is over, once he passes Michael Jordan.
That's going to be like in 2 seasons
that
almost.
Longevity, because Kevin Durant coming for that longevity crap too. Y'all be spewing.
There's no such thing as longevity. All right. So
no one said Karl
there's
Malone.
another thing I want to
all-time scoring list.
That's a Karl Malone.
Karl Malone's a great scorer. All right, so I was looking at some of the data, and I was looking at how many times someone scored 30 points per game in the season, and how many times someone scored 25 points per game in the season. So I want to ask this question: is scoring 30 points per game for, say, a short period of time, like 5 to 6 years, more impactful than someone's averaging over 25 for 10 plus seasons? Just think about it. Let me say it again. Someone averaging 30 points per game for 5 to 6 seasons, compared to someone averaging 25 points per game for 10 to 12 seasons. Which one is more impactful all time in scoring? I'm going to start with John first, so I can give Travis and Craig a little bit to think about.
I always felt 30 was the benchmark of scoring to me, and because 30 was a benchmark. Growing up, 30 was a benchmark scoring to me because many couldn't do it. But if you ask me what's more impactful, is doing a 25 for at least 12 seasons, because and I'm only guessing that 30 points drop off a lot once you're not averaging 30, but averaging 25 plus for at least 12 to 15 seasons is more impactful, because that means you're very consistent. You are who you are. You're a scorer. And doing 30, and then that 30 points, how many shots are you taking? There's a lot going into that, but 30 has always been a benchmark for me because many couldn't do it. But having averaging 25 points per season for more than 6 seasons, going up to double digits, 10, 12, 15, 20 seasons, is more impactful to me. But I'm gonna continue to say 30 has always been a benchmark to scoring because many couldn't do it.
All right, Craig. Same question. Which one you think is more impactful?
Well, I know you can't be talking about Jordan, and Jordan got 8 seasons averaging 30. So I'm gonna go with the 10 seasons over the 6 seasons. So
okay, well, Jordan had both.
You could talk. It could. I mean, what did he do in the 30 per game seasons, and what did he do in the 10? I mean, if the person who did the 30 per game season had more success, then of course whoever had the most success would be the obvious, right? Because no matter how much you average, you're playing for a reason. So whatever reason is.
So it's more than scoring. If you're going to average 30 or 25, it's more than just scoring for you.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Whatever the person, whoever had the most success would be the better overall. Because even though someone scores this much, if they ain't do nothing with it, it makes no sense. So I would say whoever benefited the most of averaging 30 for the 6 seasons and then averaging 20 for the 10 seasons. So that's how I'm gonna look at it.
If you had to choose one with the same amount of success, which one would it be?
The same amount of success?
Mm-hmm. Which one would it be?
As an owner, or who I would want to be as a player, or as an owner?
As a player, who would be the better scorer? Who would be the best scorer? Who would be the better scorer in your mind with the same amount of success?
I mean, 6 seasons averaging 30 is impressive. So
So 30.
I mean, it all depends. You got to look at it. How many people average 30 those seasons? How many people average 25? Is 25 was the? I would say if the 25 was the lead high where no one scored more than 25, then you do the 25 for 10 seasons. The 30, I will go with. I would say the 30. If they had the same amount of success, I would do the 30.
All right, Travis.
Oops, sorry. How many seasons did you say the person was averaging 25 plus?
Let's just go with 12 seasons of 25 plus or 6 seasons of 30 plus. Which one would you think is more impactful?
I mean, to me, it would just depend on how. I mean, the guy who was averaging 30 plus, like how much did his production fall off after the season of averaging 30 plus? But I'm going to go with the. Obviously, I'm going to go with the guy averaging 25 for double the time. I mean, especially because their efficiency is probably similar. So, I mean, if you can double someone's output, and I mean, if you double someone's scoring prowess and it's similar to what they're putting out, I don't see how you don't take that.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to put up the players who average 30 points per game more in their career. So this is how it look. Of course, Jordan is number one. Then you got Wilt Chamberlain. Then you got AI, Oscar, Adrian Dantley, and Jerry West. So those are the guys who average the most 30 points per game seasons. And now I'm going to show you the ones who average 12. I mean, not 12, 25 for at least 12 seasons. So those are the guys who average 25 points per game for at least 12 seasons. Well, we see Jordan's in both because Jordan was great.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's knocking Jordan. Wilt's not in there. Wilt, he decided to be more of a team player like Bill Russell later in his career. So he's not up there. So just looking at these two lists, and Kobe's in one. Most of you guys don't, not most, but some of you guys don't think Kobe is a great scorer, not a top 5 scorer basically. And LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Jordan's in there, which most of you guys think are top 5. Give me the reason again why you guys think Kobe for his career. Is it only the efficiency why you think Kobe is not in that list of top 5? Is that the only thing for you guys?
For me, yeah. If I would have to switch him out, I will switch him out with Wilt. But everybody else is on my list for a reason. Like,
okay.
That's the only person I would switch him out with is Wilt. Everybody else stands fast. LeBron, Kareem, KD, and Jordan. Okay. So if you want to take out Wilt and put Kobe in my top 5, I'll give you permission.
All right, Travis, is this just the efficiency for Kobe? That's why he's not in the top 5.
No, it's not just the efficiency. It's kind of like I broke down. It's like Kobe had some bad tendencies as a scorer. Like he was determined on some nights to just jack a shot up. It wasn't really until later on where the second run with Phil Jackson, later on where he really kind of developed, and he even still then kind of did it. But he was much more of a team-oriented guy, especially like the last couple of runs. But even like his last few years, he was still like a shot magnet. And a lot of times that wouldn't resonate well with his teammates. It would play right into the defense's hands. It would result in him shooting he would have 9 for 20, 29 shooting nights, stuff like this. And I mean, Kobe's a top, he's a fantastic scorer. He's a great scorer. He's not a great scorer, but I mean, what's your criteria for a scoring prize? Is it just the total amount of points? No, for me, it has to be how do these guys play within their offense? Were they efficient? Obviously, the consistency in doing it too. Consistency in being efficient. That's the most important thing for me. Not just 1 or 2 seasons, but all the guys, myself and probably John and Craig mentioned, are guys who, they did the 9, 10 year, 11 year stretch where they were shooting higher efficiency numbers than relative to the other guys that we like to think of as great scorers. So where's the criteria?
Okay. All right.
Does anybody think?
All right. So go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
Does anybody think your offense got hurt in the zone because you are allowed to double now the post player without the ball when the triangle offense. The triangle offense was hurt by the zone because the triangle offense is a man offense. That's how it runs. But if you got a zone defense in there, it kind of crumbles the zone, the triangle offense because of what you can do in the zone defense, and it kind of hurts the triangle offense. And is that in this? I don't want to use for a reason for his low efficiency numbers.
Hey, Jordan averaged 37 without the triangle, so.
John, I mean, to a degree, yes.
Well, for Craig, you said scoring has to do with success, and Michael Jordan was under 500 that season. He got swept in the first round. So by your definition, that wasn't even considered to be great scoring for you, right?
What
that 37 points per game? That's from your logic. That wasn't.
Yeah, it actually was because he had no one else scoring. There was no else for him, so he had to do 37. Who else was on that team?
So it's different when Jordan scored a lot of points.
Right. I mean, who else was scoring 25 a game on that team?
I mean, he could have passed the ball more.
Who else on that roster after playing with Jordan put up 25 a game?
I mean, you could say that about most players.
I know
a
team
you said about most players.
Or 60 on the team.
What team?
On almost 50%.
What team during that time period had multiple 20-point games per score anyway?
Boston, Lakers,
Sixers,
Philly.
What'd you say? What'd you say, John?
What team had multiple players who averaged more than 20 points per game during the season?
While they were leading the league in scoring or something?
I mean, just say one player averaged 21, one player averaged 20.
Just multiple 20. Okay, just multiple 20.
Yeah, multiple 20-point game. I mean, they both said early 80s teams. I mean, neither one of them said the team in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, because we was talking about the 80s.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. But what I'm saying is the whole point that Scottie didn't average this many points is it really wasn't needed for him to average 25 plus or more because nobody had it. I mean, nobody had what the Bulls had just with Scottie and Jordan, period.
Facts.
Yeah. All right. Let's go and get the super chat.
All right. Shout out to Zero, longtime GOAT James Kingdom member. Peace, GJK. Make sure y'all hit the like button and become a member if you can. Also, shout out to the Zesty Jeffries that showed today. We know y'all are fans. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Zesty Jeffries. Shout out to you, Zero. Appreciate you. We see some of them in the comments. In fact, in the GOAT James Kingdom poll right now, in the chat, Kobe Bryant has 0 votes for being the greatest scorer of all time out of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and GOAT James. So far, we got 52 votes. Y'all go ahead and hit the chat of poll in the GOAT James Kingdom channel. But we're going live off the platform there. You guys, we could also find us on Facebook, Instagram. We're going live there as well. We're also on TikTok, Discord, Twitch. We're going live on FYF Sports Debate. Shout out to Lamont and the fellas over there. Thank you for joining us again on another great Sunday afternoon. We are the GOAT James Kingdom Show. We are talking about who's the greatest scorer of all time. And we were discussing Kobe Bryant scoring and why people hold his efficiency against him, which is not really a bad efficiency. 45% is not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible, especially when a lot of the greatest defenders in Kobe's era were designated to guard him, and they kind of took pride in trying to guard Kobe as well. So, and it was a tough era to score.
Let me get this straight. I just want to, because I'm confused. So because Kobe shot 45%, it's because the defenders, he played against some great defenders. That's what you're telling me. So everybody else who shot over 50%, that means they played against weak defenders by that logic.
Who was that?
I'm just, because LeBron was able to shoot.
Who was that?
in the same time frame that Kobe was in. But
That's why LeBron's better than Kobe.
so, like, I'm confused. If LeBron can do it, why
Who
are
else
we
you
having
talking
this
about though?
discussion? Like,
Who else are you talking about then, Craig? Who else are you talking about?
I'm
What other
talking about
players
this
was averaging
Kobe.
over
Like, you just
25
never
points a
spoke
game and
about
shooting over
Kobe.
50%
Like, you
in
just
Kobe's
the
era?
hypothetical got to be
No,
right so bad. Like,
no.
No,
What
I'm just
players were
saying. I
averaging
just don't know
over
why people think
25 points per
shooting
game while shooting
45% is
50%?
bad.
Like what other players was doing this?
I didn't even hear you. You came
Okay, what other players in Kobe's era were shooting averaging over 25 points per game while shooting over 50%?
LeBron. Like,
Other than LeBron James.
Shaq was shooting. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Shaq was
if you go to big man, that's the only way you're going to get it if you go to big man.
Yeah, we're talking about guards.
Yeah, that's the only way.
But it's greatest
If we talk about
scorers. See,
wing
y'all
players,
just be moving.
that's the only way you're going to get
So,
someone averaging over
LeBron
50%.
LeBron's not a guard. Y'all didn't say nothing about guard when I said
He's a
LeBron's
wing player. LeBron's a point guard. LeBron's a point guard.
Oh man, you know what? Forget it. Next topic.
Yeah, forget it.
I give up.
All
Your
right.
hypothetical is right.
No,
Kobe's
okay.
not five
I mean,
billion
I'm just
dollars.
saying, like, who else was doing this? You're talking about Kobe's not efficient, but who else was doing this?
Doing what? 25
Who
points
else you
a
could
game
think
or
of was doing that?
45% shooting?
Even if we lower it to 45%, who else was doing this? You guys acting like Kobe was this brick,
There was
this
4 other
payment
people
layer.
that was doing better.
But
How
there's
about
not
that?
other
All right,
players
so
who was
let's
doing
see
that
this.
during
There
his
was 4.
era.
There was 5 other players that he's 6th on the list. If you happy, like, come on. If you want to do
No,
top 10,
I'm not
Kobe,
even talking about the
let's do
top
this.
5.
No, let's do this. No, let's do this. Clyde Drexler shot 47% for his career. Jordan shot 49%, close to 50%. Who else can we go? Let's go to Reggie Miller, right? Let's go to Reggie
I'm talking
Miller.
about in like the 2000 eras, like
I know that. We're going to get to the
like when
2000s.
Kobe
That's what
played.
I'm saying.
Yeah, like we need to get to those players.
Okay, let's get to Tracy McGrady because I know Tracy McGrady doesn't shoot that well as well. Tracy McGrady is 43.5%. Let's go to Paul Pierce. Let's see here. Paul Pierce. He shoots 44.5%.
He's a wing player. He's a wing player.
oh, come on.
Okay.
Now.
Oh no, wait, no, you brought up LeBron. That's why I brought up small forward. Okay, another shooting guard from the 2000s. Let's bring up Ray Allen.
Vince Carter is under 43.
Let's go. Ray Allen, 45%, just a little bit better than Kobe. He's at 45.2. Kobe's at 44.7. So Ray Allen is 45%.
But are they averaging over 25 for a career though? None of them are doing this.
No, none of them
are doing this.
None of those guys are averaging that. No, none of those guys. Who else? Who's another shooting? Oh, you said Vince Carter. Let's go to Vince Carter.
But
in
every
the 2000s.
person that I have above Kobe average for a career
43.
higher than his.
I got you. No, but my point is
higher
that
than
no.
his. Every last one of them.
No. Compared to people like Dwayne Wade, who I think is like 48%, 47%. Somebody like a Clyde Drexler, 47%. Yeah, Kobe's 45 doesn't seem that great, but 45 is not bad. That's what I want to get to the idea that it's not inefficient.
I never said it was bad. It just the top 5 players I picked over him has it better. Like what the fuck? Like,
and you're not the only one. I mean, you're not the only one, but I'm just saying. I mean,
the issue is that Brandon is just super salty that we don't have him in.
Yeah, like come on, I'm giving LeBron so much props today. It's taking me.
I mean, he was nowhere near the most efficient player of his era by any measurement, and like what are you doing? Like we have criteria that these people were more efficient for a longer period of time and more effective
career.
Scorers.
Like what the fuck?
Who was more efficient for a longer period of time? Kobe played 20 years.
Yeah, literally everyone was more efficient than Kobe that we have on our list. Kareem was that. I mean,
big man, of course.
Yeah, we're looking at the most effective scorers. That's like what the topic is, right? Where does Kobe fit in to being the best or more effective, other than
49%
average
30?
Like, what's your criteria for great scorer? Like, tell me.
No, hold on. We're going to get to that. Let me answer Sturdy's question. Sturdy says, why is Kobe the only player people elevate because of competition, a variable of which Kobe had no control over? Because Kobe's the only player that's efficiency is questioned. No one questions nobody else's efficiency.
He played in the same era as LeBron. He played somewhat in the same era.
That's why LeBron is greater.
And era as KD, but yet these guys still have a better percentage than him.
You said KD? Well, KD didn't really play in the
LeBron, and
2000s.
Jordan.
KD didn't play in the 2000s. Kobe played in the 2000s.
KD was what, 2008? He was
Yeah,
drafted
that's not. He doesn't play in the
2005.
2000s. He didn't play in the 2000s. He didn't play in
He
the
drafted in
2000s.
2007.
No, it was
Yeah,
2008.
well,
I mean, that's
KD
still
is definitely
pretty
more
good.
efficient than Kobe. That's no question about that.
So I
And
mean,
think
I think
about-
even Allen Iverson. When we guys think about Allen Iverson, people always say, "Oh well, it's because of his size." Right? People always say that if Allen Iverson was 6'4" or 6'5", he would probably be more efficient.
Well, Kobe is 6'5", 6'6". He still wasn't efficient
And
as
if
the
Kobe,
other players I mentioned.
yeah, and if Kobe was Michael, he'd be more efficient. If Kobe was LeBron, he'd be more efficient. If Kobe was Kevin Durant, he'd be more efficient.
Okay, to be fair, also LeBron is a lot better at shot selection than Kobe was. Like, I get it; he takes a lot of inside shots, like that's his stick, but he also is more selective. Like he'll, it's a lot of the hallmark of some of the best scorers is they are selective. Like they won't just play into, oh, here's a double team coming, or I can definitely take this guy one-on-one regardless of whatever the situation is. Someone's open or whatnot. I don't want to go around the screen. I just want to face this guy up or whatever. Like in LeBron, KD, all these guys are good. That Kobe was good at that too sometimes, but I think a lot of the detriment there is when you'd watch him play. Actually, that was one thing that, especially until way later in his career, he was kind of, you can count on him just kind of chucking up shots against whatever was in front of him. And even his teammates have come out like, hey, well, I commented on that. His coach was too. So, I mean, he's a great scorer, but again, like, what's your criteria for greatness?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some respect on that man's name. Put some man. How do we measure scoring?
Yeah.
I've always told y'all
Yeah.
I measure scoring
I get-
totals, the amount of points you put up for your career. That's it. I don't want to hear no arguments. I don't care about efficiency. How much points did you actually put up for your career? How many points did you physically score in the game of basketball? That's all that matters. Even your averages is predicated on the amount of points you actually scored for your career. So that's why Kobe is a top 5 scorer, and I'm the only one who could say that because I have an official measurement, the total points scored. Does anybody else got more than 33,000 points? Yeah, only 3 players. So those are the only 3 players that are better than Kobe when it comes to scoring. Everybody else take a seat behind Kobe Bryant. That's just facts.
All right, Johnny. So we were talking about scoring 30 points a season and scoring 25 points a season, and I just did like a basic thing: 6 times scoring 30 points per game this season compared to 12 times scoring 25 points per game this season. Which one do you think is more impactful? I think Travis and John picked the 25 for 12 seasons. Which one do you think is more
He was
impactful?
10 seasons, but he changed it for 12 for them, so now it sounds better.
Okay, Craig. 12. Which one is more impactful?
Because now that's a whole big difference because that's double the career.
Mhm.
I could have lived with 4. I could have lived with 4 less
Okay.
seasons, but now that's a
Okay,
double the career.
Craig. Which one's more impactful then?
Now I would say
Which
the
one's more
25 was
impactful?
more impactful because he
12.
did it for
12,
long
okay.
time.
Okay. All right, but we know Jordan did it 8 times 30 points per game and 12 times 25. So, all right. So, Johnny, which one do you feel is more impactful?
Well, you guys know my answer to that question. It's going to be obviously the 25 plus 12.
And why?
25, because 25 points per game for a career is only like 14 players in NBA history to do that. So it's very difficult to do that. And to do that for 12 years plus, that's way better than having a good stretch of 5 years. That you could have those good stretch for 5 years. You said 5 years for 30, right?
6.
6.
It's just double.
And so, we always got to go with that number 6. The
Yeah, you
number
heard him. He
6.
said double. When you talk about, he said 5.
I thought it was 5 before. You gotta excuse me. I'm in the background taking care of things. Like, shout out to a new member of the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Shout out to you, So Crazy TV. Thank you for joining us as a member. You are also, if anybody knows, he is also part of the FYF platform. Y'all make sure to subscribe to his channel as he drops great content and video as well. So shout out to you. Also, shout out to True the King. Thank you for joining us as well. Y'all know the shout out. Go ahead and subscribe to True the King's channel as he is also a part of the FYF platform, and we have all kind of shows. You can catch those brothers all throughout the week on FYF Sports Debate channel. Shout out to all you fellas. But yeah, I mean, I like the 30 points per game. It sounds nice, but the 25, bro, that's 12 seasons. I take that. I take that easily.
All right. So I guess it's because it's double. So what if someone averaged 8 30 points per game season and 16, 25 points per game season. Okay, Craig, which one would you pick? Which one would you pick, Craig? Which one would you pick?
Which what?
30 points per game season or 16, 25 points per game season. Which would you pick?
I will pick the 30-point game season.
I know you will. I thought you said double would be better.
Because the player only played 15, so he played more seasons averaging 30 than he did not 30 for his career. Some people
I thought you said double was better. I thought you said double was better though.
You got to make more than 6. When you get past 6, Brandon,
you have to be consistent, Craig. You have to be consistent. You said if it's double, you'll take the one with double.
I said it's 25 for 16. I said it 25
okay.
25 and 16 is nice. Hey, shout out to Ruddy Hood Sports. He got us another super chat here. Thank you so much, sir. He said, hope everyone's having a blessed Sunday. Yes, indeed. Salute. Shout out to you, Ruddy Hood Sports.
8 has 12 seasons with the 25, so he's still 4 off. So that's still, I will still take the.
What you should have said, Craig. What you should have said was, what you should have said was, I'll take the 8 with the 30 plus another 8 of 25. That's what you should have said, because we know that it's not just 8 seasons,
no, it's
right?
8 plus the 4 with the 25, so that's 12 altogether. That's 8, 30,
right, 4, all right.
25.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So what's more impactful? I'm gonna start with Travis. 30 points per game seasons or 25 points per game seasons. Which one's more impactful, Travis?
Obviously, just in a nutshell, man, the 25 points per game for 20 seasons. But I mean, like, did that player who was averaging 30 just stop playing? What was the length of his career? I mean, if you're just that's
more than 8 seasons.
14 seasons, and what was he averaging? I know he wasn't averaging 30, but
more than 8 seasons.
Huh?
More than 8 seasons. You
said that's the crucial part. What was he averaging those 8 those other seasons?
When you frame it like that, and obviously the point is to get up inside LeBron's colon as far as we possibly can here. But
that's a simple question. Which one is it?
Obviously, when you put it like that, it's going to be LeBron scoring 25 points per game or 25 points per game. More efficiency than the guy who's going to need.
Yeah, I'm just using what you guys said earlier. That's all I'm doing. You said 12 is better than 8, so I would think 8 is not better than 20. All right, I'm just using what you told me. John, is it the same thing? 20.
Top 5 score on my list.
I already gave you my top.
It's the 25 games. I mean,
20 and 25. Okay. All right, Craig. You next. Which one is it? Which one is it?
Which one is it? Make LeBron sound good because he played longer.
No, I'm using what you just said. I'm just only using what Craig King said.
What's the question? Let me. Yeah, you can have.
All right.
What's
more impactful? What's more impactful as a scorer? Having 8 seasons of 30 points per game or having 20 seasons of 25 points per game? That's the question.
8 seasons with 6 championships is more impactful than having 20 seasons with 4 championships.
Okay. Which one is the better score? Because
you
said 12. I mean, that's what I said. Most impactful is a score.
Don't say
more. Impactful. I didn't say more impactful as a team player.
Championships don't sound impactful, but 30 and 6 does. Say what
it
sounds
does?
better. Don't use that word impactful. Know your adjectives.
I mean, you have to learn how to comprehend what's more impactful as a score.
Know your adjectives.
I'm just asking a simple question. What's more impactful as a score?
Averaging 25 for 20 seasons sounds a lot better than averaging 8, having 30 seasons of averaging 30 points. That does sound better. But impactful, now we got to go what happened with those seasons as impactful. What does those 25 seasons of 20 points, what did that impact? Just his career list, or what else did it impact?
More impactful is score. It was career. Like LeBron had a better career than Jordan. So I don't know what you're talking about. LeBron he had a better career than Jordan. What you talking about?
In your opinion.
I mean, accolades, stats, achievements. It's LeBron James.
Your opinion. Your opinion.
No, I'm just talking about what the NBA states, the NBA awards, the NBA stats, the NBA achievements is LeBron James.
NBA, do you want me to go to the NBA website and look up the profiles of LeBron James and Michael Jordan and what they think of those players? Because this sounds a lot different from what you're saying.
What does it say? What does it say, Craig?
All right, let's go on there.
They haven't finished. They haven't finished LeBron's though. They haven't finished LeBron's though.
No, but Craig, what does it say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up there.
What does it say? Yeah, tell me. I'm curious.
Where'd he go? He disappeared.
Craig is like
Craig.
He disappeared.
Craig turned into a magician. What happened? Craig went to go to another app and another window and accidentally kicked himself off the show. Craig
will be back.
Oh my God, Craig.
Craig will be back. It's cool.
Craig will be back. Craig will be back. Oh, he's back. There he goes. He's back in the building. Shout out to you, Craig. Craig is back, ladies and gentlemen. Craig went running to NBA.com. The basketball gods. Oh, yeah.
Because I can't use StreamYard with Safari, so I have Chrome just use StreamYard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were born in the 1900s. Technology's not really that well with us. We don't do well with technology. So listen, I really wanted to take this to another point, Brandon, because at the end of the day, they like to talk about the averages and all these other things, but we know from what JJ Redick said when he talked about LeBron James clutch points.
Of course, his coach gonna say nice
things.
No,
he wasn't the coach then, though. He wasn't.
Yeah,
this is blind. He wasn't the coach then. And when we look at what he talked about, when he talked about LeBron James having the most clutch points and the most clutch field goals, well, I went to go look up LeBron James clutch time playoff stats. And when we go look at his playoff stats, as you can see, LeBron James does have the most playoff points as far as clutch points in NBA history. It is 494. Nobody else has more than that in NBA history. But he shoots at 41.1% from the field. He shoots 37% from the three-point line, and he shoots 76% from the free throw line.
Why did they start at 96 and 97? What happened in 95 and 96 that they couldn't start?
It was technology. It was technology. It was technology. That's
because
really it.
Nope. It wasn't too many people watching everyone play. That's why. It was only a limited amount of games on, so it's kind of hard to watch everybody play.
And from 95, 96 to 96, 97, that's when everybody started watching basketball?
Listen, so
that's when more games was available.
Yeah, they were. Now I knew it was coming. Here we go. LeBron can't shoot. These Zesty Jeffries can't help themselves. We appreciate you there, Willie Sermon. Because when you say LeBron James can't shoot because it's 41%, what are you going to say about Kobe Bryant?
Well, they already said Kobe's not a great scorer.
I even prove my point even more. Like, what the fuck? Why we just sat here for 20 minutes arguing and you gonna prove my point?
No, because no. That's because but Craig, you think LeBron James is a good scorer. You don't think Kobe's a good scorer. But anybody who thinks Kobe's
he wasn't a good scorer.
I'm sorry. You didn't think you say he wasn't top 5.
Was a top 5 scorer.
But I guarantee you, Willie thinks Kobe's a top 5 scorer, and not only that, is Kobe a better scorer than LeBron James?
My point and got mad and argued my point against me for 20
minutes.
No,
because 39 point. I don't know if 39.6 is bad, because if LeBron's 41.1 and Kobe's 39.6, what do y'all think everybody else career clutch time playoff points going to be? You think you're going to have players better than that?
96 to 97. So all those players who play from 96 to 97 is going to have an accurate quote.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what I'm saying. If we go to Carmelo Anthony, you think Carmelo Anthony's going to have, what, 45, 50%?
He made the playoffs, what, twice? Like, what the fuck?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So we don't. Yeah, he made the playoff throughout his career.
Melo catching strays, man. Melo was amazing.
But that's what I'm saying. But when we talk about clutch time, obviously we can see Kobe Bryant is probably second because he got 378. So if LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are the only players with over 2,000 clutch points, which is still good because we're talking about almost 25 years? No, yeah, almost 30 years with about 25 years of information available, right? That's enough time to give them some props. It's no one's fault that it didn't exist before 97. Yeah.
I mean, it's only a problem with Jordan because he played like 50 years ago. It's kind of hard to get that information. He played so long ago. It was like black and white TVs.
For Jordan's information, for the 2 years he did play in the playoffs, his overall percentage was 47%. But that's only 2 playoffs, and that was in 25 games total. So, but Jordan's 3-point shooting with a shortened line was 20% during that same span.
There we go. But there's a big but.
And his free throw shooting was under 80%. He shot 79% from the free throw line in clutch situations, which is under his normal percentage of 84%. So we can say Jordan, he scored a lot of points, but he was also taking a lot of shots as well. We all know that.
39% trash.
Yeah, but we only going off of 2 years. I'm quite sure if we take 2 years of Kobe Bryant's playoffs,
2 years is better than Kobe's career, and it's better than Bron's career.
But no,
I don't want to hear
I'm
it.
quite sure.
I don't want to hear it.
If I go get the numbers, I'm quite sure I can find 2 years of Kobe Bryant's back-to-back years where he had 47% shooting and clutch time playoff numbers. Same thing with LeBron. If we go to 2013 and 2014 LeBron, it's like 47%, 46% shooting and clutch time points.
Yeah, you got to go to his prime. We went to a guy
that was Jordan's prime. Jordan was MVP in '98.
Like, this is a different conversation, though, as to like what we started off with.
Yeah. So, but again, LeBron James is not only is he dominant for all this span that he's been able to score, right, and do all the things that he's been doing as a scorer. He's efficient. He's a great scorer. He gets to the basket. He obviously has a 3-point shot. He can go left. He can go right. But he's also available in clutch times. And if anybody want to know, clutch stats is basically within 5 minutes of a basketball game, within 5 points, and they jot down that information. And this is LeBron James, what he's done in the playoffs. So this doesn't count. We already know that he has the most playoff points the most clutch points in regular season. He's second in field goals made behind Kobe Bryant. At the end of the day, LeBron James is the greatest scorer of all time in any facet we want to. When we want to talk about buzzer beaters, being clutch, being efficient, being a scorer, whether it's totals or averages, LeBron James is just the greatest scorer of all time. It's just hands down. There's really no argument. I don't know where you guys wanted to have an argument about it in the first place.
There's no argument about it. They just
y'all pick the topic.
is there an argument? I don't think they had an argument. I think they all voted about it.
He doesn't have the best scoring averages ever. He doesn't have the best shooting splits ever. All he has is just totals.
40,000 points.
That's it. That's all you're gonna.
The youngest to every 1,000-point milestone in NBA history.
Kevin Durant has better averages and shooting splits than LeBron James.
No, so LeBron James shoots at a better field goal percentage. He shoots a better field goal percentage than Kevin Durant.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Travis, don't do this to yourself.
Again.
Don't do this to yourself. We already got Craig collecting port takes.
Oh, no, you're right. He has a slightly better.
Yeah. Slightly better.
No, Kevin Durant shoots 50% from the field, 50.1. LeBron shoots, and again yeah.
Well, compare 3-point percentage. The 3-point
it's literally 0.5 difference.
Yeah.
Okay, but Kevin Durant also shoots. Kevin Durant also shoots almost 4% better than him from 3, and he shoots wildly better than him from
way better. Kevin Durant's a way better 3-point shooter.
Literally, the only reason he has a point.
You're not going to score.
He has a 0.05% better than LeBron or than Kevin Durant only because of his shot selection. That's from Indeed, but I'm not holding that
because he's a better scorer.
Kevin Durant is the better scorer.
That's what you said about Kobe. Kobe shot selection boost him down, but now LeBron doesn't matter now.
No,
it matters. You have to be consistent. You can't say one thing for one player and something for another player.
He's a better scorer than LeBron James.
He's not LeBron. He's not better scorer. LeBron has 40,000 points. That's already stands that he's the better scorer. He's leading the professional basketball in scoring. All professionals.
Say he's better. It says
playoff, regular season. I mean,
Kevin Durant's
LeBron doesn't score. Well, LeBron doesn't score, and Kevin Durant can't touch, other than his free throws. He's a better free throw shooter.
And he's better from 3, and he's just as good from 2, arguably.
Not in real life. Not in real life. Not statistically, not with the facts. He's not.
Not statistically. We're looking at the stats right now.
No, Travis. No. Tell me why Kevin Durant's the greatest scorer of all time. Because I know you say his 40, 90, 40, whatever splits, 50. Like, why is Kevin Durant the best scorer of all time?
I already spelled it out. It's because when you're looking at, okay, what's your criteria for the best scorer? I want someone who can score from all three levels with consistency, on volume, and with efficiency. That's Kevin Durant. No other player has put up even close to his shooting splits aside from possibly Larry Bird, but Larry Bird had like half the volume. Now, like you're talking in circles. Like LeBron James, he's good at what he does, which is scoring the basketball with efficiency also, but he's not close to the 3-point score that KD is, or the free throw shooter. And again, he's very selective with shots. He's very consistent, but in what way is he better than Durant aside from his totals? You cannot make that argument other than he's played longer. They're both as consistent so far in his career. And again, they separate from what, like 4 years? So come on, it's like, how can you say that LeBron is a better scorer than Durant when Durant averages more points to him than him on way better efficiency from all three levels? Like when you look at
Travis, what's the points average?
Let him finish because I have some questions for him, because I don't think he believes what he's saying is true. I don't think he believes what he's saying is true.
No. I listen.
What did I say that's not true?
No, because you said something about the 0.5 difference in field goal percentage. What's the difference in points per game?
I believe it's 0.2.
1.
0.1, 0.2. So the 0.5 is insignificant, but the 0.2 is significant.
I didn't say it's significant. I said that he averages more points, which is true. And yeah.
They hear what they want.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure. I just want to ask
him some questions. Yeah, I don't believe what he's saying. He believes. I don't believe, just like you. I don't believe what you stated is actually what you mean, because you switched it up. So I want to see if Travis switches up, like being inconsistent, like Craig is inconsistent. You're very inconsistent with what you're saying. So I already pointed that out, how inconsistent you was.
What did I switch up?
Now I'm going to go with Travis.
What did I switch up? You just gonna keep saying it? What did I switch up?
Okay, I'm going to get back with you, so I could stay with Travis, because he's being like Craig, being very inconsistent. So you're saying such and such is a better scorer because they are more efficient shooting threes and free throws. Is that basically why you're saying? So are you saying that Reggie Miller is a better scorer than Michael Jordan?
Who you talking about?
He's talking to Travis.
Oh,
Travis. So I want to see how consistent Travis is. I want to see how consistent he is.
Reggie
Is that
Miller.
a yes or no?
No.
Who shoots a better free throw percentage? Reggie. Who's more efficient shooting threes? Reggie. Who has more points? Michael Jordan. Why? Because Michael Jordan is a greater scorer. So we're going to go with this thing with LeBron and Kevin Durant, because you think being more efficient makes you a better scorer, which is not true at all, because you have to be able to prove why he's the greatest scorer of all time. You have not made one point why Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time, other than his free throws and 3-point percentage, which you could put Steph Curry above Michael Jordan as well. You could put Steph Curry above Kobe Bryant as well, but that's not how we measure scoring. We measure scoring by who scored the most points. LeBron's the greatest scorer of all time. You could go to anything you want to go to. You even go to the All-Star game, it's LeBron James. Regular season, postseason, he is the greatest scorer of all time. You go with total career, of course, is LeBron James. All professional basketball sports is going to be LeBron James. LeBron James is on the verge of scoring 50,000 career total points this season, which is crazy.
That just means he's a scorer, and he's played for 21 years.
He's a great scorer. No, he's the greatest scorer because of what he's done. Just like in the postseason, there's nobody who has over 6,000 points in the postseason. But who has 8,000 points? That's LeBron James. Just like you already said that scoring 25 points per game for 20 seasons is better than whoever scored the most 30 points per game in the season, which was 8 by Jordan. And Kevin Durant has 15, which is the dude's great, but LeBron has 20 straight. LeBron James, like we said, he has the most 30 points per games in the postseason. He's second in the regular season. But when you want to go to efficiency, look at Wilt Chamberlain. He averaged 30, shooting 54%. LeBron James did that more than anybody in NBA history. Or we could go to Jordan, who averaged 30 on 50% shooting. LeBron's did that more than anybody in the history of the game. You can even add how many times Jordan and Kobe did it, and LeBron still did that more than both of them combined.
So I think you're just completely ignoring what we're talking about. So here we go. Their overall percentage is nearly identical, right? And Kevin Durant's significantly better from 3 and from free throw. So he's better from 2 of the 3 levels, right? And you tell me their mid-range isn't going to be exactly the same. The main difference is that LeBron shoots close to the rim. That's why he has a slight uptick in his overall field goal percentage. There's no question that Durant is the more effective shooter and scorer of the basketball. It's from true shooting percentage, effective field goal percentage, anything you want to measure. He averages more points on like the same exact field goal attempts. So how is he not a better scorer than LeBron James? LeBron has more points because he's played longer, but nothing says Durant is gonna just magically take this insane drop in overall field goal percentage. And he's the best because he's played an insane amount of years, and he has the best shooting splits we've ever seen for someone who shoots the volume he does and has played the same years he does. LeBron's splits don't come anywhere near his. I don't want to hear it. Like, you're just being a total fanboy right now. And like,
I'm being a fanboy because he's the greatest scorer of all time. That's being a fan. I'm stating facts. I'm stating facts.
Sure, he's the greatest. He's not the best.
No, he's the greatest. You just say he's the greatest because of
he has the most points ever. That makes him the greatest scorer, right? Right? Like, he's played longer than anyone ever.
No. Plus
he's the greatest.
You forgot that.
If you want to say he's like more efficient, you could say he's more efficient. That doesn't mean he's
Kevin Durant's only more efficient in 3-point shooting and free throws.
Just like I was saying, Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan. Reggie Miller's more efficient shooting the ball. That doesn't make him better than Michael Jordan.
Not Reggie Miller. Wilt Chamberlain.
Reggie Miller took 12 shots a game.
Wilt Chamberlain averaged 30 points per game. Michael Jordan averaged 30 points per game. Michael Jordan is less efficient than him in field goal percentage, but more efficient in free throw shooting. So why is Wilt not in your top 5? Because Craig is the only person here who had Wilt in their top 5.
Thank you.
For that same reason, Wilt's efficiency is crazy. For Wilt to shoot 50-something% in his era is incredible.
Reggie Miller shot 47% from the field goal.
You had Wilt in the top 5. Okay, I'm sorry.
Field goal percentage, Michael Jordan is better. Field goal percentage, LeBron is better than Kevin Durant. Shooting percentage is Reggie Miller over Jordan. Effective field goal percentage is Reggie Miller over Jordan. Free throw percentage
Reggie Miller has a better true shooting than Jordan.
Reggie over Jordan.
That's the dumbest thing. Reggie Miller took half the shots Michael Jordan, and he still isn't better.
No, you have to be consistent, Travis. You have to be consistent when you are. If it's for one player, it has to be for another player. Be consistent.
You just don't want to hear the consistency.
You're not consistent.
What?
You're not consistent.
Ridiculous.
You're comparing to Reggie Miller for Jordan, and you say no, it doesn't matter.
Okay, LeBron James and Kevin Durant take almost the same amount of shots per game. Kevin Durant is better at two of the 3 levels of scoring than LeBron James, and arguably better mid-range. Again, I explained to you why he's 0.4% better overall than Kevin Durant when you're talking about like just scoring in general. But Kevin Durant is the more effective scorer.
Just like Reggie over Michael Jordan. The same thing. Be consistent. Be consistent. I can be consistent when you put anybody up against LeBron James. I'm going to say exactly the same thing. It's not going to be, I'm going to switch it up for this one. I'm going to switch it up for that one. No, LeBron James is going to be number 1 over everybody because I'm going to use the same measurements for LeBron James versus anybody.
That's the worst example you could use, and
it's not the worst because I'm using exactly the same words that you're saying for Kevin Durant with his efficiency.
I take it. I would rather y'all just say the 40,000 points than use any other excuse y'all want to use because that's something no one can take away from LeBron. The fact that he did score 40,000, so that will be the only logical thing I can give at that. Why people will say he's the greatest scorer because of the 40,000 points. Anything else you can nitpick just like with any other player, but it's the 40,000 points you can't take away.
Yeah, that's why
you can't take away the 25 points per game seasons.
Because that's Brandon's trump card.
I just used anybody who like any shooter. I could use Steph Curry.
use Reggie Miller.
You're not going to be consistent. That's why I said be consistent, and it won't be a problem.
I am the most consistent, just like KD.
And it would not be a problem. You're not.
So Jordan is the greatest scorer.
Whoa. You know what though? That does make some sense because it's not just KD and LeBron. Because this is what I was just about to say. Hold up, because that's why he said why Reggie Miller's brought in. Shout out to you, Sturdy. Sturdy's also a part of the FYF panel. Shout out to you. But you also said this is between LeBron and KD, and it's not. He has KD as the greatest scorer of all time, not just over LeBron. He has him over Mike. He has him over. Yeah, he has him over Wilt. He has KD as the greatest scorer of all time. The reason Brandon's bringing up LeBron because that's who Brandon has as the greatest scorer of all time. But for Kevin Durant's 27 points per game, what, and 40, what is it, 50% shooting? You said it's 50, what, 50, 89, and 40? It's not 40, it's like 39.
So him and LeBron's are both .50. LeBron's is .506. KD's is .501.
No, how is he better than Jordan?
What?
How is KD better than Jordan? For the same reasons?
For the exact same reasons.
Because he shoots better from 3-point and free throw line. And obviously
he's doing it with similar volume. He's not taking 5 or 6 shots a game. He's taking upwards of 18 to 20 shots per game, and he's doing it from all 3 levels of consistency. We've never seen that happen at the rate he's doing it. 50-40-90, almost 50-40-90 for his career, in his 17-year career.
And he has the highest, out of everybody we're talking about here, he has the highest true shooting percentage as well?
True shooting percentage? I haven't checked that exactly, but again, it's like I said.
Okay. I think I heard that being mentioned.
His true shooting percentage is over 60%. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so he's ridiculous.
2%. Yeah,
when you shoot almost 39% 3, and you're shooting like almost almost 90% from.
But Reggie's right behind. Reggie's right behind him with 61, so that should make him better than Michael Jordan too.
And Reggie took like 9 less shots a game.
What about Stephen Curry?
I mean, that's because he shot better shots. He was more selective with his shots. Yeah, Trevor, I hear everything you say.
More selective.
I heard everything you say. I hear everything you say.
Doesn't Magic have a better free throw percentage than Michael Jordan?
Yeah, he does.
He has a better field goal percentage than Michael Jordan. He has a better 3-point. He has a better 3-point percentage than Michael Jordan. No,
he does.
He does, and he has a better true shooting percentage than Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't Magic be a better scorer than Michael?
Hey, you can argue whatever you want. Like I said, I'm arguing.
I'm just trying to use your argument because they said that we're picking on you, and I'm just trying to figure it out.
I'm talking about the guys who are alphas on their team every single year.
Yeah, I'm just want Travis to be consistent. Magic. That's all. Just like I want Craig to be consistent because Craig said.
Answer my question. Don't say anything.
He's gonna answer it now.
Okay. Did you say that 8 30 points per game seasons is better than 20, 25 points per game season at first? I don't know if you switched it up. I don't know if you switched it up. But I said 8 to 16, 25 points per game.
You want to ask me a question and answer it for me? You're going to let me answer?
Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead.
I said 30. I said 8 seasons scoring 30 points per game with 6 championships is better than 20 seasons of 25 with 4. That's what I said.
Okay, what's more impactful as a scorer? Just like I asked you before. I didn't ask you that question. I didn't ask you about championships. I'm pretty sure 15 points per game with 11 titles is better than 30 points per game with 6 titles. I didn't ask you about titles. I asked you about scoring.
Did you bring up Bill Russell or did Bill Russell? Did we say anything about Bill Russell?
But you're talking about titles. That's why I asked you about scoring. I asked you about scoring. Which more impactful as a scorer?
Did Russell play 15 seasons?
What's more impactful as a scorer?
I just told you. I literally told you. If you
said 30 points per game over 25 points per game.
If you average 30 points for 8 seasons, you win 6 championships. That's more impactful than averaging 25 for 20 and only winning 4.
Okay, you said. Let me go back. You said 12 seasons of averaging 25 points per game is more impactful as a scorer than 6 seasons of 8.
And what did I say?
30 points per game. And you said it was 12. You said it was 12 because that's double of 30. And then when I said, what about 8 to 16? And you said 8, but even though it was double.
I said whatever had the most successful seasons, whoever brought the most success would have the better season because whatever they did, they got
the question wasn't even about better seasons. It's about better score.
Well, what is the point of scoring points then?
It was the same question. It was about scoring. and you're trying to change it.
So LeBron
You're trying to change it because you won't be consistent. You're not being consistent, Craig. That's what I'm telling you. You're not being consistent.
You're literally using LeBron and Jordan's career for this hypothetical, and I'm bringing you Jordan. LeBron.
I'm not using no hypothetical.
You want to talk about what?
You told me 25 points per game season is more impactful scoring than 30 points per game season because you initially said it, and then you wasn't consistent later on.
You had 6 and 10 seasons, and I said whoever had the most success out of their seasons would, in my opinion, have better. And then you said when you started asking them, you changed it from 10 to 12, and that's why
it was always 10 to 12. It was always 10 to 12.
No, it was not.
It was 10 to 12. It was 10 to 12. It's definitely recorded. I said 10 to 12 to everybody, and you chose to choose 10. You chose to choose 10. But like I said, you was not consistent. You were not consistent with it. That's all I'm saying. Like it's okay if you believe something is better. It's fine, but you wasn't consistent. That's all. You just wasn't consistent.
I'm not consistent in your eyes.
I mean, you said double is better, but now double's not better. That's not being consistent.
Whoever had the most success out of that would have had the better. What's the point of scoring 25 points for more than the player if their success is more than what you did for the 20 season?
I don't know. The same way 30 points is better than 15 because you had 6 less championships.
And if you want to big Bill Russell, then yes, 16 points per game is better than the 30
I mean,
because he won less championships out of it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about team success, but I mean, just like every Jordan fan always use titles. Every Jordan fans always want to use titles when Jordan is not the number one. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I'm talking literally about scoring, and you're talking about titles. That's all you just talk about titles, Craig.
But those are the two. But Craig, who scored?
There's a reason to score 25 for 20 seasons.
But
there's
Craig,
a reason to score 30 for 8. That's why I said change your words.
But Craig,
you keep saying impactful.
There's a reason why we said 25 and 30 and why Michael and Jordan are the two guys there because they're the ones who have the most 30 points or 25-point seasons. That's the point. Like it's basically a coincidence. It's not like we purposely decided that. If Jordan has 8 30-point per game seasons and that's the best of all time, LeBron has 25 point per game seasons and that's the best of all time. If it would have been 15, we would have said 15. But it's not 15. It's 20. Same thing with Jordan. If Jordan wouldn't have been the 8, we would have said 7. It would have been the same thing. Would it change? Would it change if we were using Wilt Chamberlain's 7 to LeBron's 20? Because he only won 2 championships?
I would say, yeah, LeBron got 4 championships out of it. Wilt only got 20. I got 2. See, like, what the fuck?
That's why.
That has nothing to do with competition. That's what those players did.
Listen, that's why
he only got 2, averaging 30 for 7 seasons. LeBron.
I mean, Jordan fans will throw Jordan under the bus just to say that he's better than LeBron James. Like you're saying that Bill Russell was a more impactful scorer than Michael Jordan. Like they would just throw Michael Jordan right under the bus just to say he's better than LeBron James.
If you want to use
I'm using your logic. Your logic is if you win more titles, it don't matter how many points you score, it's better.
Listen,
15 points per game is more impactful.
But Brandon, we got to remember that's why Craig is who he is, right? And that's why he's an MJ delegate. Because, they just asked in the comments, Craig, why you don't have a GJK hat. And that's because you're a true Michael Jordan fan.
I don't pay to be on the internet. Y'all not going to charge me every month just to sit up here and talk to y'all. It's either one or the other.
Oh, my God, Craig. Don't worry, Craig. We're going to get enough money from Clutch Sports, and we're going to pay you every week to come talk with us. We have no problem with you coming up here every day talking. But, again, if you do have a poor take, right, Craig is here to do the checks and balances. Craig is not playing around. As y'all can see, Craig is trying to stay consistent. So we're going to get right on to it because we know –
consistently throwing Jordan under the bus.
You just don't like the answers. You just don't like the answers.
But
y'all always use other players.
But that's what you're here for, Craig. You're here to balance out the show. You're here to make sure.
You always want to use other players when it comes to Jordan, but everybody else is just what they did. Y'all never bring up. Y'all always do that. He was so good.
You don't want to bring up titles. You don't want to bring up titles. I didn't mention a title.
This is your chance to attack everybody's poor takes, including Brandon's. Here is Checks and Balances with Craig King.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
right, now that you've got your check, do you plan on quitting your job driving this truck?
Truck driver? I ain't no truck driver. That's right, baby. I just bought this truck straight cash. I'm rich, biatch!
Yeah, man, I got me so heated right now with this nonsense. Like, literally, if you want to say, like I only said, the only reason you could say, like, LeBron is the greatest scorer is the 40,000 points. Anything else, that's up for a debate. I can't argue 40,000 points. No one can argue 40,000 points. So for y'all to just use every other aspect, all y'all need to literally just say is 40,000. I can't say nothing about 40,000. That's neither here nor there. But there's one thing I did want to mention that I've seen something early. I mean, early in this week, I've been seeing this post go around about people growing up idolizing Jordan just to become adults and do the same thing. But I would rather be that person to say, I as a kid, I grew up with Jordan, to be someone to hate someone as you don't even know what hate is as a kid, and then be an adult, a grown adult, and do the same thing and hate on as a grown adult when you know what hate is. I would rather be that kid. But yeah, on the other thing, I would just say, yeah, if you want to say LeBron's the great scorer, just say the 40,000 points. That's it. That's none of this percentage, nothing. Just say the 40,000 points. But to use other players, that's just nonsense. And I'm done.
All right, so that's checks and balances with Craig. Craig wants to let y'all know, do what A. Johnny did. Say LeBron James got 40,000 points, and then you can say LeBron James the greatest scorer of all time, because you really can't argue that when it comes to it. So shout out to you, Craig. That was a great take by you. Now, you were saying something about, I want to reiterate, you were saying something about people saying that Michael Jordan fans are basically children that were obsessed with Jordan and became grown men that are obsessed with Jordan. But you said something about hate. So are you saying like
I'm saying if that's the case, if you know someone that young to love Jordan to grow up, then you must be that kid who hated him and grew up to hate Jordan. If you posted hate, okay. So you know that what? Logic, you can't. I don't want to talk about the fans, because then you will be you're the opposite for that the fan of you person. So if you think someone is obsessed with Jordan, then you might be obsessed with whoever favorite player you is, because you up here talking about someone being obsessed with somebody.
That's crazy you say that, Craig, because, you know, my homeboys say that about me. They say that I talk about Jordan the way I talk about Jordan because I never liked Jordan when I was a child. That's funny.
Yeah, you grew up in New York. Nobody in New York likes Jordan.
Well, not really. I grew up in Miami. Like I said, I moved to Miami in 1988. So, I don't remember. I remember Jordan. And like I said, I do remember the 91 finals. I do remember those series with the Knicks in the early 90s. But again, I was like 11, 12 years old.
Members used to argue and get cursed out because
that's what I remember the most. I remember my uncles and my older brother and them arguing about Jordan a lot more than anything. And obviously the commercials. I do remember the commercials. The sneakers were very popular. If you had on a pair of J's, you were considered somebody of status. That was just what it was. But you know what I mean? Like, but I didn't hate Jordan. With the problem with Michael Jordan fans and people who consider Michael Jordan great.
I hated him because he made my family fight because they kept fighting when the Knicks would lose. Like, so
the problem I have is, like I said, is if you don't like him, if you don't think he's as great as his fans think,
you hate him.
You hate him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, John.
Well, that's the same way.
I didn't hear the Jordan debate. I got social media.
Uh-huh. You didn't hear about the?
I never heard the Jordan debate till I got older. I mean, to the social media.
But you from Chicago.
Yeah, that's my point. I never heard it. So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was.
Growing up in New York in the '90s wasn't as sweet in the basketball realm.
I know.
94
That's why I be having the hardest time when I debate people who from New York and they say Jordan to go and I say LeBron. They be like, well, me and you the same age. How you saying he to go? I always tell people, you from Chicago, it's teams you don't supposed to support. Detroit, Miami, New York. Those are just eliminated.
Why Miami? What's your beef with us?
Because people from Chicago always had a little thing against Miami. They always had.
Why? Because y'all ain't got beaches. Because y'all ain't got beaches.
Yeah,
we
got beaches.
We got lakes. We got lakes.
We got beaches.
Nobody cares about Miami, really. To be honest with you,
You got polluted
nobody
lakes.
cares about Miami.
Brandon, you would say that living in Arizona, there's not water. There's not a body of water by Brandon for hundreds of miles.
Look, Cavity, man. Let's go.
But
Yeah,
either
because
way, go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
yeah, because when I grew up, I was a Isaiah Thomas fan and a Penny Hardaway fan, and everybody else was Jordan fans. But they just, I was a kid. They didn't really care what I thought about. I was growing up, but once I got older, I always gave Jordan his props being the greatest player of all time. Even when I was in junior high, it wasn't until about 2012 when I start, changing my mind on Jordan being the greatest of all time. Yeah. So it wasn't like it was a huge thing for me to say Jordan wasn't the greatest. Watching Kobe play and going back and watching Jordan play, it was like, okay, someone's on Jordan's level. Then when I seen LeBron surpass Kobe Bryant, and when he started winning titles, I like, okay, this is the best basketball player I have seen, but he's not the greatest player of all time because there's more than just being great. For 10 seasons, you have to have a whole career, and that's when after 2016, that's when I was like, okay, LeBron is officially the greatest player I have ever seen.
Now you see how he said it was about the winning titles. That's when it changed. It clicked for him, but it's never about titles. You see that? Now 2016, he won a title.
Checks and balances, ladies and gentlemen. Checks and balances.
Inconsistency, Brandon.
Guys,
it's not all about titles, but three titles is not more than six. And it wasn't even about the titles, but what he did in that playoff series.
Hey guys,
that was the greatest playoff series we've ever seen in our life.
Jordan did something spectacular in every finals round he played.
No, he did. What?
Not everyone, Greg.
When?
Not in Seattle. What did he do in Seattle?
30 and 11. Who averaged?
What did he do in Seattle? What did he do in Seattle? What did he do in Seattle? What did he do in Seattle?
Averaged 30 and 11.
I mean, what he did in what?
Not 11 assists. Not 11 assists. Not 11 assists. But
who averaged 41 points in the final?
I mean, that's the only thing that he did. I could say
Jerry West. Jerry West did. Jerry West.
You said every playoff, every title he won, he did something spectacular.
Every final
no, he did not.
Something spectacular.
No, he did not.
That's what I asked you. What did he do in Seattle? What did he do in Seattle? What was spectacular in Seattle? There was no moments. Because every playoff and 91 we had the switch, right? The switch layup,
no, I'm not
right?
talking about plays. I'm just talking about
that wasn't spectacular.
No, I'm talking about it was spectacular. 91. He hit what 6 3-pointers in a half, right? 92, right?
Okay, that's a half.
He had 41 points in 93, right?
Okay, 93.
He had the flu game in 97, right?
That's not the finals. Was it? That was the finals. That was the finals. But that series wasn't spectacular.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but then he had the game-winning shot in games.
And his team overall points to win in 6 championships.
Y'all just not gonna let me finish this. Y'all just not gonna let me finish this.
What
did he do in 96 in the finals? What did Michael Jordan do against the Seattle Supersonics in 97? What spectacular play? What game? What did he do in 96?
He answering your question.
That's one way Craig is consistent. Craig always got an answer. Craig always got an answer. Oh my God! Hey, Travis, whoever's comment you're gonna go after, please put it in the private chat for me, please, so we can post it.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to get them to like come up with a question or bad take. Like they're just arguing amongst themselves at this point. I got to redo my.
They always love arguing with themselves.
always give you something.
I got to redo my segment maybe because I'm not getting any good juicy tidbits from these.
Oh my God!
These guys.
But listen, we know that Michael Jordan fans get to be Michael Jordan fans. Nobody questions why they love Michael Jordan. No one questions why they have an obsession with Michael Jordan. It's kind of understandable. The only problem we have is those that claim they don't have that obsession. They're just basketball fans, and all of a sudden they just know Michael Jordan's great. But no, you're really a Michael Jordan fan. But we like to praise real LeBron fans, and that's why we have John, who comes up with his flowers. King John is going to give you guys a LeBron James page content creator that represents LeBron James to the highest light. So shout out to John as we will give you guys flowers from King John.
Rosebetters!
This week, the page I found, this is on Instagram. The name of the page is LeBron James Bible. He has 33,600 posts. He has 8,900 followers. On his page, he say all about the GOAT, a.k.a. LeBron James. It's a repost, and he gives credit to the NBA and sports outlets. And also, like I've always said, LeBron James, it's always been looked at as a negative to be a LeBron James fan. And lately, that's why I want to give credit to LeBron James and LeBron James fans, because you have been looked at as a negative, and now it's starting to look at as a positive. And one of the reasons LeBron James deserves the flowers for an extraordinary career that has redefined basketball and left an incredible mark on and off the court. His journey from high school is phenomenal. Is one of the greatest players of all time. It's a testament to his hard work. On the court, LeBron James has been consistent and set a new standard for excellence. His 4 NBA championships with 3 different teams, Miami, Cleveland, and Los Angeles, demonstrate his ability to elevate any team he's joined. His 4 MVPs solidify his place among the greats and acknowledge his dominance in various aspects of the game, from his scoring and playmaking and his defense. His off the court, I promise school, he's elevated education, the future, and underprivileged kids in hometown of Akron, Ohio, provided resources and support for the impact of generations. And this is some of the things that this LeBron James fans page has shown and posted along all his page, on all his posts. He's posted about his legacy, talking about basketball players. We're celebrating a once-in-a-lifetime player, a role model, a cultural icon. He has earned his flowers for a career filled with greatness, showing that success isn't just about winning. So I want to give a shout out to LeBron James Bible. I want everybody to go check out his page. And once again, LeBron James is the GOAT. And hey, it's not a negative to be a LeBron James fan anymore.
Indeed, indeed. Shout out to you, King John, for showing love to all those LeBron James fan pages. You are always, an aficionado when it comes to being a LeBron James fan. So shout out to LeBron James Bible. You guys make sure to go check them out on IG and any other platform that you can find them on. As you can see, they continue to do great things, and they have officially been GOAT James Kingdom approved. Yeah, man. Great job by you, John. That was a great job, man. Great job. Great job. Craig, I know you're going to get up out of here very shortly because I know you want to get with your jet. So whenever you got to go, brother, you know you're more than welcome to leave. We're going to open up the panel.
Just so like Crockett last week, Craig. Sorry.
They look like crap right now. I'm like upset like right now.
Well, I mean, listen. You did face the red and gold. Don't act like you don't know the red and gold ain't got nothing to. We ain't nothing to be played with.
Without McCaffrey.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a Kyle Shanahan offense.
Period. Anybody can run against our defense.
Hey, Craig, your secondary is elite. That secondary in the Jets defense is elite.
But our weakness is running, and that's what Tennessee doing right now.
Rodgers is playing scared
You ain't
too.
no run against Fred Warner and the 49ers. Come on now.
I'm saying we are weak against the run. That's our weakness.
No, he's saying the Jets. He's saying the Jets is weak against the run.
Again, you were going against the Niners. Don't judge your team against us, please.
If you watch this Tennessee game, you'll see what I'm talking about, man.
Either way, and Travis has found his victim, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get it going because Travis is about to give you guys something serious. Again, if you in the GOAT James Kingdom chat line and you out here saying wrong things, not like putting Kobe Bryant as a top 5 scorer, Travis is definitely going to find you in the chat bomb. So we gonna have the chat bomb here with T Perfect, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful because it's about to be an alert.
We are interrupting our normal programming. The current threat level is critical, meaning an attack is imminent. Civilians are advised to remain indoors. In some urban areas, evacuations are taking place. If you're in one of these areas, police will help you to safety. Follow their orders without question. You should remain indoors until you are told otherwise. You should now prepare for a nuclear strike. You will not be able to leave your location for 14 days after the strike.
I love it. So again, just open up a very quick debunk here, guys, and this is again just kind of the continuing thing about I'm kind of on a LeBron kick right now because we're gonna be there's so many like bad conspiracies and like narratives surrounding LeBron James, and this one here, and I'm sure we'll debunk them all in short order here, but this one is like the notion LeBron played no defense. I hear this all the time. I've heard this every single time you watch basketball from pundits, from everyone else. They're like, oh, well, LeBron James. And people, for some reason, don't want to include him. And this is mainly on other channels that I went to debated on. People have used this as an argument. Like a lot of the people like on MJFB, as a Johnny and Brandon know, have tried to push this narrative that LeBron was somehow like this glass door. No. So LeBron was one of the best two-way players of all time. And not even talking about scoring because we've done that ad nauseum today and on other shows, but basically he was just he was a force on defense, especially from 2008 to 2018. He finished top 10 in DPOY voting 7 times. That's more than people like Kobe Bryant, Tony Allen, and we had other guys up there like Joe Dumars, things like elite defenders that everyone considers elite or elite two-way players, and just the drop of the hat. They always mention this. LeBron was better than them and more consistent than them defensively. He has 6 all-defensive selections. I believe that's like fourth all time, as far as there's some people who are tied for more. But LeBron James was by any and all measurement a force on defense. He led the league in in defensive blocks minus 2012. Nobody ever talks about that. They want to talk about 2013, which he was great, yes, but in 2012, his defensive pressure and effect was the best of his career by any measurement, and that's when he kind of ascended into the top 5 to 3 for me as far as like two-way players go. So there's this notion that he didn't play defense, and like what's more is like his peers and coaches around the league were kind of coming to his aid when he was supposedly snubbed in 2013 for the DPOY, but they were saying like what an impact this man had defensively. Like he was absolutely the best defender on his team, and again the impact was undeniable. Like the Heat wouldn't have even been like a top 10 defensive squad those years without LeBron James. So he was, again, there's no way you can argue that he was not a fantastic two-way defender. And I just get sick of that notion and that take because there's nothing to back it up. Like people just want to discredit him. They have to go after something that they perceive he doesn't do today, which he still plays defense today, but it's nowhere near the level that he was. So, if someone wants to say he doesn't play defense, come up here, convince us. Otherwise, that's my take on it. So moving on. Now we got shout out to Adrian Knight. He left a great question. I'm going to get to that next week because it's a great one. He just got it a little bit late. and I still want to get to it because that's one I actually want to address. Well, one that actually got to my attention a little bit before that was a fantastic question from Rap God Reloaded. Big fan of his. Always has great takes in the comments. Comes up here, gives a very knowledgeable take every single time. He said, "Who had the greatest finals performance of the last 30 years?" So, interestingly enough, here, Rap God, we actually discussed that once, maybe a month or two ago on one of our shows. And I don't think it's any question that the greatest finals performance of all time was obviously 2016 LeBron James. I mean, when you lead every single team, both teams in every single metric, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and you were arguably the most efficient on either team, that's the definition of greatness. Like, you can't say, like, it's really hard to argue. You can argue, like, maybe there was a better statistical finals, although it's tough. But the greatest one is you being the undisputed best on both ends of the floor on both teams. There's no one who's ever done that. No one will ever do it again. And it's just the definition, like I said, it's the greatest thing, one of the greatest compliments in NBA history, if not the greatest, from a series perspective. When you're averaging 30 points, 11 boards, almost 9 assists on just about 50% shooting, and you're shooting well from three-point range, and again, you're just out there being basically a one-man wrecking crew, and you're leading your team back from 3-1, then I don't see how you can say it's not LeBron James. I mean, shout out to Michael Jordan with a 31 point, 11 assists, 6 board, 3 steal, 1.4 block on 56% shooting in the 91 finals, which I think is the greatest statistical finals of all time. But again, he didn't accomplish what LeBron James did, and that's just a based and unbiased take. So LeBron James 100% had the best finals performance of all time, and especially the last 30 years. What we're talking about also is the worst take. And again, I don't know how often I'm going to have to pick on this young man, because not only will he not come up here, but he feels super comfortable in the chat just spewing bad takes. I mean, I don't doubt that he knows basketball, but he has yet to show it. I wish he would, because I want to be nice to everyone. But our guy, Kobe, number 8, number 24, what is it, man? You just like the exposure. You like the punishment. We just got to dog walk you every time. His question was, when did Kobe pass LeBron when did LeBron pass Kobe in career greatness? So what do we got to do, man? Like, what is your criteria for having Kobe Bryant above LeBron? At some point, you just got to look at the facts. When it's besides the statistics, Kobe or LeBron beats him in points per game, efficiency, steals, blocks, rebounds, assists, everything. Like, he shoots better from all 3 levels than Kobe Bryant does. And he's a better defender as well, by any measurement. Like, if you want to look at analytics, it's not even close. LeBron versus Kobe analytically might be the biggest discrepancy of any top 10 player of all time. Versus, like, one-on-one, any top 10 player that you want to say, that might be the biggest discrepancy in ass whooping statistically that we've ever seen. Now, like, you don't even want to compare. Like, let's compare like Kobe to someone like Steph Curry, someone like maybe he's a little bit more apt to pass up. But no, LeBron versus Kobe isn't close. Obviously, the accolades favor LeBron as well. Like, what does Kobe have over LeBron except for like 1 more ring and 3 that he was carried by? LeBron was never carried to a ring. He was Finals MVP every single time. 4 MVP. Like, he has more MVPs, more Finals MVPs, and he has. Again, he's by any measurement, he was better defensively. Now, I understand like Kobe's a good nostalgia bait here for you, but like at some point you have to just sit back and say, okay, where's the evidence for this player being better than this player? If nothing supports your argument, nothing at all, and I mean nothing, no stat, no accolade, no achievement, team success. Again, LeBron is clearly the better team player, but again, just come at me with some evidence. Don't come at me with I love Kobe, he's my favorite, R.I.P. Mom, but whatever. I love Kobe Bryant too, yes, but you're gonna have to make an argument at some point. Otherwise, we're just gonna start ignoring you. I don't want that to happen too. We want everyone to be embraced here, but please come with an intelligent take. That's it.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that is the chat bomb with T Perfect. Again, if you come with a horrible take in the chat line, in the chat show, like not putting Kobe in the top 5 scoring of all time, Travis will come get you. That's how it works here, okay? So this is a weekly thing. If you guys want to ask Travis anything throughout the show on every Sunday afternoon, just put it in the comments, and Travis, you let us know that who it is you want to talk about. So make sure you have a good take. Don't come with a bad take, because Travis is not playing. Shout out to you, Travis. That was a great job by you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Chat Bomb with T Perfect. We are back live on the GOAT James Kingdom show.
Isn't Kobe your favorite player, Travis?
That's why I don't have a GJK.
No? So who's your favorite player?
James Worthy.
Craig, you know what, Craig? You hurt my feelings. So I'm going to send you some information. You need to send me your address, and I'm going to send you a hat. No excuses. I don't need your little $4.99 per month. But ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to become a member of the GOAT James Kingdom platform, it is only $4.99 a month to do such. That is the original package of the Knights of GJK. You get exclusive content and material available to you. You get membership chat and show shout outs as that for $4.99. But we also have the Castle Knights of GJK and the King Guards of GJK, which Travis and King John are, and that's what you need to go ahead and step up to, Craig. So we don't want to hear no more excuses from you. You make enough money selling Jordans for you to go ahead and support what we do here on a week-to-week basis. So
they on sale.
But either way, you don't have to become a member of the channel. Just become a subscriber of the channel. Hit that like button. I know you a subscriber, Craig. Craig, you are a part of GJK as much as you don't want to accept it, but you are a part of GJK.
Phil says, "Go Jordan Kingdom." I am not wearing that hat.
Well, maybe you can sell it online, overprice it like you do them Jordans you overprice online. Maybe you can go ahead and do that, all right? But either way, we're about to go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat for y'all. Y'all can join the show and we can have a conversation about who's the greatest scorer of all time. Or you can come in and say what you gotta say. But again, you're safe in the comments. You're not safe if you show up on the panel and speak anything reckless, because we will definitely come at you. So the link is in the chat line. We're gonna put it on the Facebook chat, and we're also gonna put it in the Instagram chat, because we are also going live there. Shout out to Lamont and everybody on FYF that allows us to go live on that platform. We appreciate you guys. You guys are all great. You guys know the first person to hit the link is Twin Man. Twin Man does not play. Shout out to Twin Man, a GOAT James Kingdom member, and Ishmael, also a GOAT James Kingdom member. Go ahead. Oh, here goes another GOAT James Kingdom member, Ace 30. What's up, Ace 30? Shout out to you. Ace 30 got something. Listen, Ace 30 got a lot to say. We know that, and so does Twin Man. Twin Man, go ahead, brother. The mic is yours. What you got to say?
Come in here,
I understand your argument, A. Johnny. I understand your argument, A. Johnny. Just using the totals, completely get it. But I feel like when you're talking about specific skill sets, you got to look at everything. So I understand what you're saying about just the totals. Oh, what happened?
No, we good. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, we good. We working some magic.
So, for me, the greatest scorer of all time, it's not just your totals. It's going to be your efficiency from the floor. It's going to be everything. You got to encompass everything when you're looking at scoring. And my top 5 scorers of all time, it's going to be LeBron at number 1, just because it's inarguable. The 40,000 points is just going to put him over the top. So it's going to be LeBron, Wilt, Kareem. I'm going to have to put Jordan at 4, even though I don't want to, and Shaq at 5. Can't hate on Jordan. I wanted to hate, but I can't hate.
Because you grew up hating. Don't mean to hate.
Say that top 5 again, Twin Man.
I have LeBron, Wilt, Kareem, Jordan, and Shaq.
Oh, wow. You got shit in the top 5. Oh, come on. Twin Man, are you in the bathroom? You got a little echo. Where you at?
Hiding from my kids. Okay. They keep harassing me. So, yes, I'm hiding in that.
Oh, away from your router. It sounds like you're about to get disconnected, man. Come out that closet, man.
I'm hiding from the kids.
Shout out to you.
No Durant from that? WTF.
All right, let's get Ishmael in the building. Shout out to you, Ishmael. What do you got on today's topic, sir?
It's 40,000, man. LeBron's the greatest scorer of all time. He's the greatest scorer in the regular season and playoffs. I say totals because, and this pretty much like adds to why A. Johnny and B. Lee does what they do by having the argument or the points made about the most 25 points per game is because logically I don't see any other logic or reasoning behind why, or any other measurement that is consistent to say who's the greatest scorer. Like when Travis says efficiency can't be measured. Kevin Durant's efficiency can't be measured into LeBron James' efficiency because LeBron has like nearly 500 more games played. Like you have to, it has to be in a situation where if you measure the efficiency in their career, that if Kevin Durant is able to maintain the efficiency he has playing 500 more games, then I could say the argument can be made that he's the better scorer like that. But I don't know if that's going to happen because your efficiency can drop. And so LeBron James' ability to maintain his efficiency, his career per game average, and eventually become number one in scoring, it's like those two things are different. So it's like that's why. And another thing I want to say is that I think what A. Johnny and B. Lee is looking for is, can you name a single or a consistent metric in evaluating the greatest scorer of all time? Because efficiency or true shooting doesn't do that, because then you got to start saying, you got to put up some other subjective measures. Who was a volume scorer? Because then you'll say Rudy Gobert is the most efficient scorer. You got to then put in who. Then you got to say who was a 3-level scorer, or all the. So it's like so many variables, and I'm just saying the consistent, a single metric. I say LeBron James. So in that.
All right.
Yeah, Ishmael, I get you, because if you say such and such is better because of this, you have to be consistent with whatever you say. Like you could say because of the 40,000 points, because of the 25 seasons of 20 seasons of 25 points per game. Like you could be consistent with that throughout anybody because LeBron sits on top.
Or you can say, or don't do it, Craig. I got you, Craig. Or you can say that the highest points per game average in the playoffs. I got you, Craig. I got you.
No, I was gonna say you say all that to say 40,000 points is the reason. That's all it's fucking saying.
Wait, Ishmael.
Every minute you say 40,000 points.
All right, listen. Shout out to we got Willie, King Money Fly, Mac Def in the background. Y'all gotta wait till Blue Boat and New World get they take in, and then we'll bring you guys in. Willie, if you go ahead and get that membership in while you're sitting in your car waiting, we'll go ahead and put you in over everybody else since you want to become a member of the channel. We appreciate you though, Willie. They waiting for you, Willie. Trust me, they waiting for you, Willie. Let's let Sturdy get his take in.
I'll wait for your bad take, Willie.
Shout out to A Sturdy. Sturdy, go ahead and plug in your channel as well. But before you do that, Sturdy, Peter asked us, is John Stockton the greatest passer of all time? I'm going to say yes. John Stockton's the greatest passer of all time. Go ahead, Sturdy, with your take.
Salute everybody. There's so much. First of all, shout out to Craig and Travis for standing on business, because I don't know why today they've been reacted as if they was, I don't know, but right today they was getting a reaction from parts of their argument and not their argument on totality. But let's just start from the top. One, I'm still making my greatest scores of all time, but my criteria is production and impact, which includes totals, points per game, and efficiency relative to your era. That's what matters, because efficiency does matter in regards to judging a player. Because here's the scenario I like to give. Would you rather have a guy who takes 10 to 15 shots to get 30, or a guy who takes 20 to 30 shots to get 30? They both 30, but the guy who obviously took lesser shots to get 30 is clearly the better scorer. That's why efficiency always matters. Speaking of efficiency, I've noticed this too, and this is a common mistake by basketball discourse. Field goal percentage is not efficiency. The only time field goal percentage is efficiency is in the 60s. That's because there's no three-point line. But efficiency, field goal percentage is accuracy, not efficiency. Basic exercise. If you and I both, if me and Craig are on the court, we both take 6 shots. Craig makes 3 layups. I make 2 threes. Who's more efficient?
Say that again.
Anybody? Okay. Let me say it one more time. Yeah. Basic exercise. Me and Craig are on the court. We both take 6 shots. I make 2 threes. Craig makes 3 layups. Who's more efficient?
You're more efficient. Because you didn't have to work.
No. Basing off of what Sturdy said, they're equal because they both scored 6 points on 6 shots.
No, no, it's
that is what. No. So Ishmael. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead. So it's no. No. In this scenario, Craig is more accurate because he's shooting 50% from the field.
Right. He's more accurate, but you're more efficient.
But we're equal. We're equal in efficiency.
Shooting wise, Craig is more efficient, but scoring wise, they're equal. Go ahead.
No, wrong.
Sorry.
Craig is more accurate, like I said before. Craig's more accurate because he's 50% from the field, but we're both equal and efficient because we both attempt 6 shots, but we only produce 6 points. That is efficiency, and that does matter in any era. Any coach, any tactics, that matters in any era. So get back to my criteria. I judge that, and I judge production and impact, which is those 3 that I said: points per game totals, as well as efficiency in both the regular season and the playoffs. Another thing too, I take in my account for greatest scores is for that span of prime. I understand it's more simplistic, it's more easy just to go with totals, but we all know totals not the end all be all, because we just go up totals, you end up saying something ridiculous and saying Robert Parrish has a greater score than Dwayne Wade. That makes no sense, right? But nevertheless, I had to explain why Robert Parrish is not a greater scorer than Dwayne Wade.
Robert Parrish got more total points than Dwayne Wade?
Yes, he does.
How many total points Dwayne Wade got?
I think less than about it's close, about less than two. It's about within 2,000. Last time I checked, Ishmael no, but that's not the point. The point is we know
if you don't got more points, if you don't got more points than Robert Parrish, you can't be considered a great scorer. Continue.
We know. It's basic common sense because we know.
No, I don't care if you don't got more points than Robert Parrish. You ain't a great scorer. Let's go. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's still your turn. Go ahead. My bad, brother. My bad.
I just like to use common sense because we know the greater the score, the more defensive attention that player is going to get. There was never a day in Robert Parrish's life that he received more defensive attention than Dwayne Wade in regards to scoring. So that's why you just go basic totals. You need more variables. Just like the GOAT conversation, you need just more variables to determine who's the greatest in that particular category. But to wrap this up, I'm a little long with it. The reason why I value per game averages, both regular season and the playoffs, is because if we just go off career points per game averages, right? If I look at the top 50 for regular season, outside of one guy, and of course you got about 5 players that's still playing, everybody made the Hall of Fame. I went to the playoffs. Outside of one guy, Bob Love, out of the top 50, everybody made the Hall of Fame except for about 7 guys who still playing. So it's like points per game should have some validity based off that logic of thinking alone. So that's why I count that variable in. So in general, points to determine the greatest score is not just one category that determines it, it's multiple categories. And I do agree, you have to be consistent in applying that criteria to everybody. By that being said, no, I used to have Kobe Bryant my top 5 scorers of all time, but because of some of those things, he falls short in comparison to other least greatest scorers. Outside of totals, he's not top 5. Simple.
30's right. All right. Kobe's not top 5 scorer.
Oh, when I said it, everybody had a heart attack.
Yeah, oh my God, here we go, Twin Man.
Definitely in the top 10, but he's not a top 5 scorer.
Listen, that's why we got Blue Boat, the Lord of GOAT James Kingdom, because like I said, on the Sunday afternoon, we do the Lord work.
Here we go.
So, Blue Boat, let him know, Blue Boat. Let him know, Blue Boat. Thank you for joining us, brother. What you got on today's take, brother?
Scoring is, the whole thing about scoring is a versatile thing, you know what I mean? It's like everybody scores in different combinations and all that stuff, you know what I mean? But a lot of people, like I said again, man, the casual people are the worst thing that happened to basketball, man. I swear, man, because check this out. People associate scoring with a bag, with a footwork, skill set. That's all you hear about nowadays, man. And it's like, come on, man. Like, it's more to that than just scoring, man. Like, Shaq is a dominant scorer, right? He didn't have the prettiest game, right? That's not basketball, you know what I mean? That's not basketball at all, you know? That is not basketball at all. That's the game is deeper than that, you know what I mean? And it's like, for me, anybody can, have a footwork, anybody can have a bag, you know what I mean? It's what you do with that, what you do with it, you know what I mean? For me, it's like, The criteria for me is consistency, versatility, total points, points per game, longevity, and all that. You know what I mean? Because, like, again, when you talk about scoring, right? Scoring can take any kind of form. It don't matter how you do it. Don't matter how you do it. Scoring can take any kind of form, you know? Any kind of form, you know what I mean? It's just like that's why you had Shaq is up there. That's why you had Giannis up there. Giannis is an underrated scorer, if you ask me. Giannis is an underrated scorer, man. Because he don't have no sexy game, he ain't got no bag and none of that stuff. Like, somebody gotta ask me, when did the bag become the thing here as far as scoring? If you don't have a bag, if you don't have a skill set like a sexy game, you're considered a role player. And that's why I think a person like LeBron isn't appreciated. I don't think, because his game isn't the model game, you know what I mean? Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? He had that game to where he had it all, you know what I mean? LeBron has it all too, you know what I mean? But you know, as far as scorers, top 5 all time for, you know what I mean? My top 5, I mean, it's not in order. You got Kareem, you got Mike, you got Wilt, you got LeBron, and I'm surprised nobody has mentioned this guy's name first. Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon.
And scoring?
Yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon. Yeah. Y'all think so?
No.
You don't think not Hakeem? Not Hakeem?
I don't think I can't.
I don't think I put it.
Oh wait, you said Kareem. You said Kareem, Wilt, Mike, LeBron,
and then Hakeem. Just
Kobe. Where is Kobe?
Kobe's in my top 10. Kobe's in my top 10, all right?
In the top 10.
Kobe's in the top 10, man. But like Twin Man said, he's not top 5 because he took a lot of bad shots.
We're not listening to Twin Man when it comes to Kobe. We're not listening to Twin Man when it comes to Kobe.
Yeah, I see that. But I'm saying.
Hold up, why?
The reason
Kobe was wildly inefficient.
No, you're right, Twin Man.
You said wildly inefficient. Really wildly inefficient.
He's right. He is wildly inefficient.
He was inefficient.
He is wildly inefficient.
No, he is
wildly inefficient.
It depends on how you measure it, though. He wasn't wildly inefficient. He was efficient.
The people we're talking about.
No, hold on. I would say Kobe was wildly inefficient, but it was Phil Jackson that was able to contain that and utilize it to, put Kobe in a successful position.
Let me climb on that a little bit.
Kobe
hold on, before y'all do that.
Comparing him to who we're talking about.
Yeah, comparing him to like Michael comparing him to Michael or George Gervin.
I think I know what Twin Man's talking about.
But he is good. I'm putting the link up in the chat. I see Ralph is in the building too. Give me a second, Ralph. We're gonna get you up on the panel.
But hold on, I want to follow up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to follow up what New World said, right?
Mm-hmm.
The years that Kobe wasn't in the triangle offense, he was a great scorer, but a lot of times he took very bad shots. Shooting over double teams, shooting over triple teams. There were times where Sasha Vujic or Lamar Odom or some of those guys, or Derek Christian was wide open in the corner. He would shoot over 3 cats. I mean, that's why he's not considered. The only reason he's considered he's in high regards to score because of his comparisons to Mike. It's the same thing with the top 5 player shit, right? The only reason they got him there is because he reminds everybody of Mike. When in reality, he doesn't come close to Mike. Jordan is a way more dominant player than Kobe Bryant. He's a better two-way player. He's a better scorer, better rebounder, and a better all-around player, if you ask me. So, and the reason I got Hakeem in there is because of the way he did it. I mean, you look at them playoff runs when they won those back-to-back championships, and the way that dominant, especially that second one, right? That second one, it was nothing but dominant scoring games in that. I should know. I'm an Orlando Magic fan. I witnessed it firsthand. That still gave me the nightmares. I was for certain we was going to win that finals. straight up.
And he missed those free throws game one. That was like, damn.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. After game one, I knew something about to go haywire, man. That was just
in the first game.
he didn't miss two. He missed four straight, I think, because he missed one. He got fouled again, getting the rebound, and he missed the other two. I'm like, oh. And guess what?
Like, I'm not gonna watch the rest of this.
Right. Gave me nightmares, man. Gave me nightmares.
Oh man, great take by you, Blue Bo. I don't know how y'all be just disrespecting Kobe so much. I thought I was a Kobe hater, but I had to come
no disrespect. No disrespect at all. I mean, Kobe, he's a great scorer in his own right.
Twin man, I'm gonna get started on you very shortly.
He's a great scorer in his own right.
Kobe's is one of the. I think Kobe's in the top 10 greatest scorers ever. He's just not top 5.
You always got Kobe outside of something. He's always outside of something with you, Twin Man. But Blue Bo,
what do you mean?
For
it would have been hating for me to say Kobe's not top 10. That would have been hating.
Appreciate you, Blue Bo. Appreciate you. I'm gonna bring up Mac Def, and then Ralph, I'm gonna bring you up after New World's take. So we get New World's take. Shout out to you, New World. Thank you, Twin Man. You tripping? Go ahead, New World.
Salute to you guys on the panel. Great show as always. I'm gonna start it off by saying I have Kobe 6 on my list of top 10 scorers, and I'm gonna just lay down the criteria real fast. I really account for everything, totals, shot attempts, all that type of shit. Like, my top 5 in order, it goes LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and then Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant is mostly based off of projection, but he did crack the top 10 points all time this year. So he is he is slowly getting there with the totals. But the biggest reasons why I even have because I had to actually look it over again, because you guys almost changed my mind about Kobe being a top 5 scorer of all time. So I had to look it up and just kind of like I was originally doing this because T Perfect was saying that Kevin Durant's a better scorer than LeBron. I wanted to disprove what he was saying, especially when we go to like 3-pointers made and whatnot. But I went to the all-time leaders for the regular season and the playoffs, and LeBron James in the regular season is 8th on 3-pointers made. Kevin Durant is 15th, and Kobe Bryant is 25th. So when I look at that, it also really just affects, you're talking about 3-level scores. So, like, if you're talking about versatility as far as scoring, Kobe would fall behind players like, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. And in the playoffs, it's even more pronounced because, LeBron is 3rd on that list. Kevin Durant is 6th, and Kobe Bryant is 11th, just literally past Derek Fisher. So, it's just so many things that go into it. I think people, they don't take into account scoring totals, like the number of times a player has reached 30 points, 40 points, 50 points and whatnot. And that's what basically puts Kobe at 6 on my list. Because, I think he's like pretty high up there on lists as far as scoring 30-point, 40-point, 50-point games. And he's got that 80-point game. I think he's the only one with an 80-point game aside from Wilt. But yeah, like there's just so many factors that go into it. But like LeBron's consistently like the best scorer of all time. Like I don't understand why anybody would try to put KD over him or Jordan over him or anybody over him for that matter.
Go ahead, Craig.
I was just saying, so how many 3-pointers Wilt did in the playoffs since Kobe's?
I know, but with Wilt, like I said, it's not just that. It's Wilt has so many like scoring milestones. Like he's
3-pointers. The whole spiel was about 3-pointers, and
that was talking about as far as like a 3-level score. Like Wilt is not a 3-level score, but he has other things that put him in my top 5.
I'm fucking with you. I got the same list.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a decent list, but I try not to exclude anybody. For like I did have to relook at the efficiency thing. Because like I do knock Kobe a bit for his efficiency, but that's only compared to the guys that I named that were ahead of him that have better efficiency than he does. So, when it comes to like in total, like across the NBA, across the board, like I can't say Kobe is wildly inefficient. That was a misuse of the word, but he was inefficient. And I felt like people underestimate how much Phil Jackson affected Kobe's career and his mentality as far as being a scorer and being a team player. So, Phil Jackson was able to contain, that Kobe that just wanted to jack up 30 shots a night and make him play within the system. So, I think that stuff like that just needs to be taken into account for.
All right. So shout out to you, World.
Can I say something real quick? Because I just want to make sure. I just make sure this understood.
More 3 points, or he attempts more than LeBron and Kobe per game, and shoots wildly better from free. So the total thing.
What did you say, T Perfect? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
So Kevin Durant attempts more threes than LeBron and Kobe, and shoots a better percentage than them. So the
I know, but he hasn't made more than LeBron though. That's the point I'm making. Like with KD,
more games than him.
Well, I mean that still doesn't matter though. Like at the end of the day, like when it comes to being a scorer, consistency and durability are also factors. Because I'm not going to knock somebody that was able to be consistent and able to continue scoring versus somebody who might be injury prone, but he has a couple of seasons where he has a better shooting efficiency or a better better shooting efficiency, I guess you could say. Because that's really the only argument you can make for Kevin Durant being a better scorer than LeBron James, because he doesn't have the totals, he doesn't have the scoring milestones, and I don't think he's ever even scored a 60-point game before. People call him a better scorer than LeBron James. LeBron has at least one of those. KD doesn't have one. So and in the playoffs as well, LeBron's a better scorer in the playoffs. He has better totals in the playoffs, and it's just it's hard to make an argument.
Why is Wilt number 2?
To make an argument, what do you mean? He averages more points. He averages
pretty much just said totals 3 different ways.
He averages more points than LeBron in both the regular season and postseason.
It's negligible. It really is negligible. It's not very much. And plus,
number 2, and Wilt is not even top 5.
He averages more than LeBron in both regular and postseason. And like you admitted, he shoots better from 3. And so, why would you say yes? He's played more games than Durant. And
LeBron's more consistent. That's what I said. LeBron is more consistent. Playing more games means you're more consistent. KD has missed games in the playoffs due to injury or being swept in the first round. So, it's not like
after LeBron, that could work too. If he was drafted after LeBron, I'm pretty sure you.
I'm not gonna knock LeBron for that though. Like that's the thing. And plus, when you're talking about like efficiency, games played does take into account. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's still a totals thing. Like the total number of games LeBron has played is going to lower his efficiency versus Kevin Durant. Like if Kevin Durant played as long as LeBron and as many games as LeBron and still had better efficiency, I could see your point, but that's not the case. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to take that negligible point differential and that negligible percentage efficiency differential, and I'm still going to say LeBron's better because he's more consistent.
So the question is,
you realize that even if you compare like Kevin Durant's 1,000 some odd games right now that he's played, and you take LeBron at the same, he still has better shooting splits than LeBron James at that same time period, right?
There's a way you could do that. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. But at the end of the day, I haven't seen those numbers. No one's brought that up to me. So, I'm just going off of the entire career, and I'm going off of what they've each done individually. And Kevin Durant still ends up 5 on my list because of the reasons I said.
I'm still trying to figure out how Wilt number 2.
Consistency and durability are a huge factor. Like you guys can't ignore that. I mean, I know you guys don't like longevity and totals and whatnot, but that shit matters when you're talking about all-time great scorers because it's about putting buckets in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give more props to the guy that was able to do it more times than the guy who wasn't able to do it, regardless of whether it was injury or you retired early or whatever. Like one guy did it better when one guy did it more.
So I'm just saying why.
No, that's a fact. But once again, it's just my thing is I don't understand how totals just trump everything. That's the thing I don't understand.
That's why I said.
Well, it's not just totals. I even said it comes to scoring milestones as well.
That's just to you.
I'll tell you why. Totals trump everything because you need totals to determine any other factor you're going to talk about. Continue, Sturdy.
No, I do want to make this known. I do want to make this known. It's the efficiency. Kobe's not an inefficient scorer. Let's get that out the way. For his prime, he was averaging above league average about 3%. That's not an inefficient score.
Listen,
I gotta stop saying about Kobe.
I think it was less than 1.
Kobe is inefficient compared to the top 5 scorers. We're not talking about compared to all of the NBA. It's literally just the guys that I named ahead of him.
Yo, why when I say this shit, everybody gives me crap. Somebody else.
No, Craig. That's why I said the first thing I said, Craig. The first thing I said when I came up here, I said shout out to you and Travis for standing on business. That's what I said. So I did mention.
Right. Well, listen, New World,
20 minutes.
New World. As you can see. Yeah, as you can see, Craig appreciates your take, and so does Sturdy and Travis. We appreciate that. I'm gonna knock you off right quick because we got somebody in the background to bring up. We appreciate
Salute.
you, World. Thank you.
We got Kobe.
You about to get about here, Craig? All right, Craig. Any last words, Craig?
Jordan's the GOAT scorer. I don't give a fuck who got 40,000 points.
Can I ask Travis a quick question before we go to Mac Def and Reggie? A quick question.
No, Sturdy. Can you wait for these, Sturdy? Because we do got some people in the background. We want to let some people up, please, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. It was just my bad.
Yeah. No, you good. You gonna get a chance. We still going. This is FYF. You know we got to go longer than 2.5, 3 hours. So we gonna do our thing. Let's let Mac Def in the building because you know Mac Def is about to drop a bomb on us. I already know what Mac Def is gonna say. What up, Mac Def? What you got for us today, brother?
Salute. So my top 5 scores is in order: Jordan number 1, Wilt Chamberlain number 2, Kobe Bryant number 3, LeBron number 4, and KD number 5. That's my top 5.
Oh my God! How is Kobe number 3? Jesus.
The reason Kobe should be cemented as a top 5 scorer. Let's just get the inefficiency out of the way. There's players that are better shooters and more efficient than Kobe. Okay, cool. The skill set of Kobe to me is either it's top 3 skill set as far as a scorer.
This is not about
inside, outside game, post game, footwork, finishing at the rim, mid range, off ball movement. As far as a skilled scorer in creating shots, Kobe is top 3 in that skill set. As far as peak goes, because for some reason we put peak in a GOAT debate, but as far as scoring, we all of a sudden forget about that. So let's just say Wilt is in your top 5. Everybody almost put Wilt in their top 5. Okay, Kobe had a 9-game streak of 40-point games, second to Wilt Chamberlain. Kobe averaged 40 points per game in a month, 4 different times. The only person who's above him, Wilt Chamberlain. Kobe has the most 60-point games in modern NBA. The only person that's above him is Wilt Chamberlain. As far as peaks goes, other than Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe is not even debatable. He's a top 5 peak scorer. When he averaged 35 points per game in the season. I believe that's what 6th or 7th most points per game in the season before. So then you go to playoff translation, 3 straight 600 points scored in 3 straight playoff runs from 2008 to 2010. That's the most all time. So when you talk about skill, peak, and just overall production, mind you, it was in the slowest pace defensive era. Kobe should be cemented as a top 5 scorer all time. But that's my top 5.
Ooh, shout
So,
out to
Can
Mac.
I
Guys, a quick question real quick.
Hold on, Sturdy. I gotta go.
Hold on before you Twin Mac, you are going to go in on Kobe every
Yo,
time.
like-
Anyways, shout out to everybody who's watching the show. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday afternoon. Again, we are the GOAT James Kingdom channel. This is B. Lee and A. Johnny. We go live every Sunday noon Eastern time. Y'all make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the button. Also check out the membership here in GOAT James Kingdom as we take care of all of our members. We have a few here about to go in on Mac as we speak. Go ahead, Twin Man. You go first, and we'll let Sturdy go in so that Mac can get the Kobe Bryant death. Go ahead, Twin Man.
Who's more efficient from the floor, Kobe Bryant or Shaq?
Shaq.
Who's more efficient from the floor, Kobe Bryant or Hakeem Olajuwon?
Hakeem.
So again, if efficiency matters, Kobe's not a top 5 scorer. I'm not sitting here saying he's not top 10. On my list, he's 6. But he's not top 5, and he's definitely not top 3. Who's more efficient from the floor, Kobe Bryant or Kareem?
Kareem.
So what are we talking about here? You have Kobe in your top 5 for nostalgia purposes only. If we're talking basketball, Kobe is not a top 5 scorer. He's not as efficient as these guys. He doesn't shoot a better percentage from these guys. Y'all need to stop. Y'all put Kobe in conversation.
Hold on for a second. Hey, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Twin Man, do you have Jordan in your top 5?
Yes, I have him number 4.
Okay.
All right, my question is this. I started from the beginning. I said Kobe is less efficient than all these scorers, but there's a player
The
that averages
conversation's over
20.
right there, MacDuff.
No. This is
Let him
my
talk. Let
reasoning.
him
Why
talk.
this is my reasoning why and why it debunks all this efficiency crap. There's a guy that averages 25 points per game for his career. There's a guy and the same guy averages 27 points per game for his career, who scored more points and averaged more points than KD on the same team, and who's more efficient than KD. He's in nobody's top 5. He's not even discussed in top 5 scorers. I don't even have Curry debatable top 10. And he's more efficient than everybody on your list while averaging 27 points per game for his career in the playoffs and 25 for his career. But he's nowhere near this list. So
I'm so
obviously,
shocked.
what is
I'm
the
shocked,
deal with
Mac.
efficiency?
I thought you was gonna do that. I thought you was gonna put. I could have swore you was gonna put Stephen Curry in your top 5 score. I could have
No,
swore.
he's debatable top. He's debatable top 10. No, no. Hold on. Answer the question, Twin Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Why is
Oh,
Curry?
Twin, that's what
Why
Twin
is
meant.
Curry? Why is Curry nowhere near this list when he's the most efficient volume scorer all time?
Hold on, who said he's not near the list?
Who said Curry?
Is he ahead of?
Where is he
Is he
at?
ahead of Kobe?
He just said
Is
top
he
5.
ahead of? Do you got him ahead of Kobe? That's the question.
No.
Oh, so you messing up here, Twin Man. You messing up here, Twin Man. You ain't staying consistent now. You ain't consistent. You ain't consistent.
No, I don't.
All right, go Sturdy, get your take in and do it real quick so we can get Ralph take. Shout out to you, Ralph. Y'all make sure to check out Ralph Alexander 65 on TikTok as he drops nothing but great content. And he's also a Michael Jordan fan and also an MJ delegate here in GJK. Ralph, you're getting right after Sturdy's take. Go ahead, Sturdy.
Why is for MacDuff and Travis? Why is versatility a factor in your criteria?
Versatility is required. Well, I have Wilt number 2, so it's not the end all be all. But the versatility is skill. So when you can create different shots on the court and be a threat everywhere on the court, that versatility makes you can have an impact on you being a better scorer than somebody who can only be in the post and have two or three moves. So you can actually game plan against a guy who has less moves, who's just in the post with only 2 or 3 moves, than a guy who's more versatile and who's a threat to score everywhere on the court. Being versatile actually makes you a better scorer.
I disagree.
Travis,
because no one could stop Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
but he's in nobody's top 5.
It doesn't matter if he's in nobody's top 5. It's just versatility doesn't matter.
He's in somebody's top 5. Somebody said Shaq was in
Oh yeah, that was Twin Man.
Somebody said that.
Definitely in my top 5.
We know Twin Man be bugging, man.
Never averaged 30. That's crazy.
Let's let Ralph get it. Let's get Ralph get his take in. Shout out to you, Ralph, man. Thank you for joining us again, brother. It's always great having you here. Thank you for joining us. We've had this conversation before, but we had some new information about LeBron, so we wanted to talk about scoring. Go ahead and break down your take on the greatest scorer and how you break down your score, your top 5 list.
Well, first and foremost, salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to Johnny and Brandon. I've been gone for a while, you know. I'm been really busy.
Your seat is still available. It's cold, but it's still available. Go ahead,
man.
brother.
So, I've been listening out a little bit. I'm still out and about, as you can hear. But yeah, when I look at scores, I look at production, of course. Versatility. It has some play to it a little bit, but I also look at how can you translate how much impact do you have on the scoring aspect, weaknesses and strengths, all of the above. And my list, it goes Jordan, LeBron, I'll say Wilt, KD, and then Kobe.
Kobe's in the top 5. Good job.
I'm just confused how you have Jordan over LeBron and Kareem.
Why are you confused about that?
I just want to know, what's your reasoning for having Jordan above LeBron and Kareem? I'm not even trying to argue with you. I just want to hear why you got them above both of them.
And also dominance. I'm sorry, I forgot that. When I look at the reason why I have that is like the impact, the
Hold on,
dominance
did you
that
say
he was able
dominance?
to.
No,
Yes,
let
dominance.
him cook, Twin Man. I just wanted to hear. I didn't
I
even
just
want
want
to
to hear
argue
what he
with him.
said. I didn't hear what he said. You
Well,
said dominant?
yeah, dominance
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
Get out the bathroom, Twin Man.
That's what we
So
doing?
you,
That's what we
so your
doing?
question is over Kareem and who?
Over Kareem and LeBron.
Well, his impact on the scoring side, when I look at Jordan, what he was able to do on the scoring aspect, we knew he scored, he led the league so many times in scoring, and
Hmm.
and when you seen it translate to the playoffs, he also translated better. And then on the biggest stage, when it comes to the finals, we seen that as well, translated even more better than them.
Okay.
But dominance is part of your criteria. Jordan was more dominant scoring the basketball than Shaq and Kareem and Wilt.
Why
Well,
you keep
that's
saying
not
Shaq?
like
That's part of it.
Shaq was
That's part
literally
of it.
unstoppable. Who was stopping
That's
Shaq
part
from
of it.
scoring?
Shaq never averaged 30 points per game.
Doesn't matter. He was still the
And
most
Kobe,
dominant
Kobe
force
don't,
on the
and Kobe
court
doesn't average
anytime he
25
was on
points
the
for his
court.
career. What's the point?
Yeah, Kobe. Well, if you go by what the NBA says, he averaged
24.9.
25. But if you go
Yeah,
by, if you go by
24.9. So yeah, no.
if you
Well,
go by
how much does
Zaxby
Shaq average in
Jeffries is
2000?
when
Yeah, how much did average in 29.9, right?
yeah
So if Kobe
29.9.
don't average 25, so if Shaq never averaged 30, then Kobe do not average
No,
25 for
no,
his
no, no,
career.
no. Kobe is 24.99. So that 9 is supposed to
Is
make
that
it to
25?
25. That's supposed to be
So
25. It's supposed to
did
be.
you know
It's supposed to be.
everyone here?
Is it?
Shaq is not
Okay.
29. 29.9 is 9. If
Also,
Shaq was
everyone here does.
29.99, it would be 30. But since Shaq is just 29.9, he is a tenth of a point away from doing that. Kobe's not a tenth of a point
So
away.
not 30. So you basically say they both did score. They both have 30. I agree with you.
Hey, so
One they have
everyone,
25. One they have 30.
No.
everyone here
Let's-
does know, right, that Wilt Chamberlain did average almost 34 shots a game his first 9 seasons, where all these records were coming. Just want to point that out when you're talking about him
Definitely
being
did.
top 5.
He did. He
And
did.
48 minutes
He
almost.
definitely
And
did.
48
And
minutes.
It's hard to win.
48 and a half to be exact.
I'm just gonna say
Shout
it's hard to win any scoring titles if you're not leading the league in shot attempts. And
It
Wilt
is,
Chamberlain
it
has
is.
7, if I'm not mistaken.
He does. He does.
Exactly.
Shout out to
When he averaged
Darnell
50, it was
Heights.
like 40 shots a game.
Shout out to Darnell Heights for the super chat. Thank you so much. He says only one player has 40,000 points and 2,400 3-pointers plus, and we all know who that is. LeBron James. LeBron James.
So
Ralph,
I
thanks.
have a
thanks
question
for
for
your
Ralph. Can I ask Ralph one more question?
What's up?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So how do you have Jordan over Wilt and Kareem, and both of them led the league in all time scoring? Both of them led the league at one point.
Led the league.
Had the all-time scoring.
All-time scoring record.
All right, that's cool. That's 1 point.
That's what I'm saying. But Jordan don't got that on his resume. That's what I'm saying. You
All
can't
right.
say I'm not about to say
That's
Jordan's
one.
not.
That's
top
one
five.
thing out of
Right.
all the things that you're saying.
But Ralph
And
values
that's one thing out of-
I'm not. I can't put
That's
Jordan
what it
top 5 when if we're gonna go by a season. Wilt gave you
You
a
said
50
you
point
got
season.
Jordan at 5. What are you talking about?
I have Jordan at 4 behind Wilt and Kareem.
You just said you can't put Jordan top 5, and you got him at 4.
No,
That
I
don't
said
make
I
sense.
can't put him above Wilt and Kareem.
And I also said impact too. Who impacted on the scoring aspect?
All 3 of these players impact on the scoring aspect. What are you talking about?
No. That's not my question. My question is who impacted more?
Who impacted the most?
The more.
Who impacted the most? If we're talking about impacted the most, this argument is going to go in a completely different direction.
That's my question though.
Because if we're going who impacted the most with their scoring, that's Bill Russell.
What?
Because I already
That
know
is
where you're
true.
going with this. It's Bill Russell.
Bill Russell
He has the
impacted
most
on the scoring.
championships.
Hold on.
Listen,
No.
if we're
You're not
talking
answering
about
the question.
hold on, Ralph.
You're not
if we're
answering
talking
the
about
question.
scoring and impact, and if you're talking that impact means championships, it's
winning.
Bill Russell. His 15
No.
points a game got him 11 championships. I'm not wrong.
On the score, no,
Oh my
wait.
At 15
Bill
points
Russell-
a game was
so,
enough
hold
to
on,
get him
hold on.
11 championships.
No. We all know.
Yes.
Hold on. Bill Russell impacted on the defensive end of winning.
Listen,
What are we talking
If
about?
we're talking scoring and championships, now we got to talk about who has the most championships and how that scoring led to championships. Who has the most championships, Ralph?
To a man, you bugging.
I'm not
But he didn't say. But Reggie didn't say championships, my man.
I'm so tired of
He
people
never
running to
said
the team
championships.
accomplishments. We're talking about buckets in the basket. If we're talking about buckets in the basket, Jordan's not one. He's not.
But he never said championships.
But why would you put Wilt Chamberlain in front of Jordan?
I put Wilt Chamberlain in front of Jordan for several reasons. First things first, he gave you a 100-point game. Secondly, he gave you a 50-point
you're not being
season.
consistent to him, man.
Thirdly, he gave you several 40-point seasons.
And Ralph will tell you that Jordan led the playoffs 11 times, and Jordan led the regular season 10 times.
Okay, so
you took the words out of my mouth, Johnny.
Will had the all-time scoring record at one point.
Ralph, you know I listen,
did
Ralph.
Kareem.
You know I be paying attention. You know I pay attention.
Will had the all-time scoring record at one point, and so did Kareem. Jordan don't got that on his resume.
Hey,
so I can't
all right,
put
hold
him
on.
in front of those guys.
We got some folks in the background. Shout out to King Money Fly, Ishmael, Paul to go, and also the casual. I see the casual is ready to go in on Twin, man. Please be patient. We're gonna let y'all up. Ralph, you had your last take, right? Because I'm gonna let Chosen get up. No, I gotta let Chosen get here because Chosen's been patient as well. Let's let Chosen get his take in. Shout out to you, Chosen. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday afternoon. Go ahead and give us your take on your greatest scores of all time and why you have them there.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Number one scorer of all time for me is LeBron. I think you gotta respect the consistency, the longevity. Number two, I got Mike. Number three, I have Kareem. I don't know why Kareem seems to be getting disrespected. Number four, I have Kevin Durant. And number five, I have Kobe Bryant.
Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's what's up. Kobe Bryant in the top 5. All right, so what is your measurement, though? How do you measure these guys?
Several things, volume, efficiency, consistency. I've been hearing a lot of Wilt Chamberlains up here, and for the people who are picking Wilt, I just want to ask, anybody can answer, do any of y'all value your scoring in the postseason? Because Wilt Chamberlain drops off tremendously.
I can answer
No,
that.
Joseph. Tell him.
Go ahead, Ralph.
How Wilt Chamberlain averages 30 for his regular season career, and for his playoff career, he averages 22 points.
Well, that is true. That's not good. I do agree with that. But when you look into scoring, like putting buckets in the basket, that's what we're talking about. And like we've seen him drop a little bit because of the competition got much tougher in the playoffs. And trust me, it took me a while. Like, in my top 10, I didn't have Wilt in there at one point, and Johnny used to really, really get on me about that. And now he's number 6 for me. And when I look, even though he has that playoff drop, you also see that he's still the dominant scorer on the court when he's facing this competition. And it's at times, even in his efficiency, it doesn't drop that tremendously as the points.
Also, I just want everybody to know.
Another thing too. Career average is not an accurate depiction of what a player does during their prime.
It's
Not for any player. That's why you don't just go off career averages for the playoffs and regular season. It's just not accurate for what that player does. What do you think? Because if we did go off what Wilt did in his prime, when he was asked to score for his team, we all know he wasn't asked to score in the Lakers.
Yeah, I can give
Because
you.
he was averaging 30 in the regular season and the playoffs for his prime.
I can give you a understanding of that. Let me just take you out of here real quick. If you look at Wilt Chamberlain and his career, like you said, you were talking about how in the regular season he averaged 30 and he only averaged 22 points in the playoffs. That's because there are 2 Wilt Chamberlains. There are 2 separate Wilt Chamberlains that we need to understand. The second half of his career, he decided to just not shoot the basketball. And it wasn't because he couldn't score or anything of that nature. It's because he was asked to stop doing that. So the reason you see the 22 points per game in the playoffs is because majority of the games that he played in the playoffs were in that part of his career, where he was asked not to shoot. So if you look at Wilt Chamberlain's career when between 1967 and 1973, where most of his playoff games were at, he was only taking 13 shots per game. But when he was actually the man and the main guy, he was averaging 32.8 points per game, shooting 50.5% from the field, and taking 26 shots per game. That's just as similar as Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan took 26 shots per game to average 33 points per game. But we all know Michael Jordan had 3-pointers to add to his points per game. Wilt Chamberlain didn't have that. So Wilt Chamberlain really didn't have a drop-off, because I know Ralph and the TikTok guys love the translation, meaning what you do from the regular season should translate to the playoffs. But trust me, everything Wilt Chamberlain did translated. If you look at his regular season scoring between 67 and 73, he was averaging about 20 points per game, taking 13 shots per game, and it only went down to 17 and a half. So he didn't really have that much of a drop-off when we're talking about his field goal shots making and things of that nature. He just took less shots. So I think that's what people need to understand about Wilt Chamberlain. It wasn't because he couldn't score or because he couldn't translate. He just didn't actually take the right amount of shots. So that's how that works. You understand, Chosen?
I get what you're saying, but also in his prime as well. Forget the career.
No, in his prime he averaged 33 points
when
per
you
game.
look at my whole thing is like, even when you look at his postseason scoring, if you look and see, for example, the year he averaged 50 points a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look and see what he averaged in the playoff, that dropped off to 35. Now you might be thinking in your head, oh my God, 35 is insane still. But in what world is a 15 point per game drop off accepted as okay?
Well, because that difference was he took 10 less shots.
When you're averaging 50?
You understand what I'm saying? He's taking.
You're not going to average 50. You're not going to average 50 against the greatest defense of all time. And in general, when you set in the regular season, you're playing and you're playing less condensed defenses. So if you set the bar at such a high level, don't mean you're not playing at elite level. Just because you're not playing at elite level when you are good at that 35. So it don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I like saying, oh, James Harden, he averaged 38 for the regular season, but in the postseason, he averaged 34. That's a 4-point dip. Trash. No, that's still 34 points per game.
That's nowhere near comparable to a drop.
Excuse everything I just said. The reason behind it.
All of Wilt Chamberlain's playoff drops.
That's not an excuse because guys like LeBron are.
Did I say excuse or did I just use logic? What happened?
But when we're comparing the best scorers ever,
chosen. Listen again. All of Wilt Chamberlain's playoff drops are based on field goal attempts. He just took less shots. He wasn't less efficient. He wasn't nothing. He was, and majority of that. No, he wasn't less efficient.
Oh Lord.
He was still giving you over 50% from the field, bro.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like you guys, I just gave you the numbers. I just showed you the numbers. He went from
not listening to
me. That's what I'm saying. This idea. Yeah, this idea that Wilt Chamberlain was supposed to do the same thing he was doing against everybody else versus Bill Russell, which is most of the times why he didn't score the reasons he didn't score that. Remember, they had two playoff rounds back then, and majority of the time he was facing Bill Russell in one of those rounds. So you want him to be dominant versus the most dominant defensive player of all time when he was still dominant versus Bill Russell. I have the numbers to prove it. I got what you're saying, Chosen. We got what you're saying. You're not the only person to bring it up.
He averaged over 30 points against Bill Russell, and he was still shooting 52%.
And in this situation,
but there's also solidified in the top 5. And if you want to debate number 5, I'm not mad at it. But those 4 players are LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan. You can debate number 5 if you want. But there's no way.
Got Karl Malone in there.
There's no
and
way
Kobe
Wilt,
Bryant.
Kareem, and even Michael Jordan shouldn't be in the top 4 or 5, bro. I'm gonna be real. And LeBron.
We're gonna get it moving. Let's let Ruddy Hood Sports get his take, and then Casual, you come up next, and we're gonna bring you up. King Money Fly. We're gonna bring you guys up. We got some guys in the background. We appreciate you guys' patience. As you can see, we only could allow a few guys up, so we're gonna let you guys get your take in. Chosen, you got any last words so I can't bring somebody else in up real quick?
No, I was just gonna say, I hear what y'all saying about Wilt, but I just, especially when that scoring wasn't resulting to much winning, I just don't value it as much But
I got you.
I mean,
You're not
shout
the
out
only one.
Wilt, I
You're not
guess. I mean,
alone.
he stopped.
You're not
He
alone.
stopped.
You're not the only
It's
person.
not you don't value Wilt.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not the only one.
you don't
You are
value
not
Wilt.
alone in
That's
that one.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not alone on that. But Wilt Chamberlain, 22 points and 25 rebounds per game, is still elite in the playoffs, brother. We appreciate you, though. Thank you, Chosen, for joining us, brother. We'll let you back up once we let some other folks in. I appreciate you if you want to wait your time. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So let's let Ruddy Hood Sports in. Go ahead, Ruddy Hood Sports. What you got for us today, brother?
Yo, what's good? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hope everybody's doing good, man. Hope everybody's doing well. And what's good, chat too? Forgot. Salute, chat. But I wanted to say like my top 5 scorers is very similar to the top 5 all-time leading scorers, which is kind of why I don't understand why I haven't heard no one ever talk about Karl Malone. Like the mailman was extremely efficient at score. Like he was a beast, yo. He could get a bucket when he needed a bucket. I don't ever hear anyone speak about Karl Malone when it comes to like the best scorers, when he was one of the best in my opinion.
He's in my top 5.
He's in my top 5.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my top 5 scorers is very similar to the all-time. Is just I put Michael Jordan probably second, and then I put Kobe up in that top 5 as well. Because when I think about scoring, I think about somebody who I don't care whether my team is losing or winning, whether my team is doing good or bad. Can I go get you a bucket? And when I have to ask myself that question, Kobe is one of them dudes up there. For me, he's just one of them dudes up there. I watched the 2012 Olympics again when they versed Nigeria, when Team USA scored the most points ever in U.S. Olympic history. And I sat there, and when I watched Kobe out there, it was just like flawless to me. Like he just looked so flawless out there above everybody else, just getting buckets. So, you know what I mean? But the one thing I know, and this is undisputed, is that LeBron James is definitely the greatest scorer to ever live. And the reason why I say that is because all the ways that he can score just in his scoring by itself. He has extreme S tier level versatility, and the way that he can hit you from the 3-point line. He can post you up. He can do so many different things to generate buckets. This is why, and people might not know this, but after 2020, I call the 2020 era older LeBron era. LeBron is ranked 11th in most points scored just within the 2020s. Out of the 50-plus superstars that we've had from just this era, that man who's about to be 40 is 11th in points scored. That has to tell you that has to tell you the consistency in his ability. It's almost like a superpower. How he was the youngest player to score between 1,000 and 40,000 points, 25 plus for over 20 years, and being an all-time leading scorer. That shows a lot of versatility in his ability to put the ball in the basket, and that's why I have to give him the edge as far as being the greatest scorer of all time. Obviously, I give it to LeBron James, but that's all I had to say.
All right, shout out to you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure to check out Ruddy Hood Sports and support his channel and subscribe to his channel. Also, subscribe to Casual's channel. Shout out to you, Casual and Vanity Sports, brother. Thank you for joining us. It's always good having you here. What you got on today's take, brother? I saw you in the background going crazy.
I was not going crazy. I just shook my head. Come on, dog.
You always ready to attack somebody's take. Go ahead, brother.
No,
go ahead.
All right, man. All right. The twin man just God. He does have a habit of sort of but anyway,
let me tell you something. I'm not gonna take this disrespect today, man.
I hear you. But my top 5 is as far as, are we saying greatest or best? Like them at the
great.
best?
It's always great because for us, if you're the greatest, you're the best. We don't confuse those two words. Great means the best over here. Go ahead, brother.
Allegedly.
Right?
Wait, we are part of FYF 30. We ain't FYF. Don't do that over here. We greatest is the best over here in GJK. Go ahead, brother.
No, my greatest list is different from my best list, but my greatest, because my best involves Shaq, but greatest is Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Kobe, Wilt. My only problem with Twin Man when he was talking about Kobe being like wildly inefficient, he wasn't wildly inefficient. I won't go into detail because I can if you want me to, but Sturdy sort of did like just as good of a job as I could do talking about inefficiency. So
I was saying he was wildly inefficient compared to the people on my list.
Yeah, but then you mentioned Hakeem.
That's all it was. That's all it was.
Do you consider, when you're saying that, do you consider the era that they were in, the defenses that they faced,
Yes.
the skill set? Okay.
I consider all of that.
So
if you're
how do
talking
you
about
consider?
somebody
So
like
if you
Wilt,
consider,
Wilt went up
go
against
ahead.
the greatest defender of all time
Agreed.
in Bill Russell.
Agreed.
So and he was still able to give him buckets. Kareem also got a little bit of that as well, but Kareem literally was the all-time leading scorer for almost like 30, for almost 40 years or some crazy shit like that. So that's why Kareem is solidified. Wilt is
He is.
solidified. Jordan is Jordan. We don't have to even argue that. But my thing is this: we already know why LeBron is the greatest scorer of the basketball of all time. 40,000 points, 20 years, 25 points or better. So that's hands down. I don't have Kobe in my top 5 because if you're comparing him to people like Shaq, you're comparing him to people like Hakeem, you're comparing him to people like Karl Malone. He's not as efficient as them. And we're talking about putting the ball in the basket. Efficiency matters.
I think the problem that the disconnect that you and I have when we get to talking about Kobe's efficiency, and I think me and Study talked about this yesterday. The disconnect that we have is you don't care about the struggle or the degree of difficulty that each player faced in each era. So like for instance with Wilt, although yes, Wilt had to face Bill Russell, the other 6 teams that he faced, the defensive capability of every other 6'9" center he faced was not as much of a difficulty as Kobe being in an era where illegal defense got stripped, but the skill set of the shooters that the skilled shooters that he had around him were not prepared for that level of defensive attention that they were going to get. Add to the fact, you still have the rim protection that he has to face on a consistent basis, the Shaquille O'Neals, the Tim Duncans on the back end, the Pau Gasols, the Dikembe Mutombos, even though he was on the back end of his career. So like he still had to face that attention along with guard defensive attention like Bruce Bowen, and he's still able to not just be efficient, but exceed efficiency even for an era where every other scoring guard that he's like going against, that he's competing against, like T-Mac and Allen Iverson, they're not meeting that criteria. Even though they're getting the same volume of shots that he's getting.
D-Wade is. May I rebut that?
I keep forgetting D-Wade. But even with D-Wade, the only thing that keeps D-Wade out of these conversations is just he didn't do it long enough. That's the only thing that keeps him out.
Can I rebut that real quick?
For sure, brother.
Because I understand exactly what you're saying. Yes, Kobe had to face tougher defense. He just mentioned D-Wade, but you have players like Carmelo Anthony, who's seen some of the same defense, who is still efficient. You have players. We have the LeBron Jameses of the world who are efficient.
He is as well, which is why he's
James
like
Harden.
first or second.
You have players who seem to have to go up against some of these same defenses.
No, they didn't.
Who are
James Harden did not.
Wait. You said Carmelo. Carmelo shoot the same field goal percentage as Kobe.
No, but field goal percentage is not efficiency. Field goal percentage is not efficiency.
What efficiency are you talking about?
We're talking about true shooting efficiency. That's
and EFG.
And EFG. That's like that. The problem with Melo.
Kobe
is
has a bad true shooting efficiency.
No, he's like
he's +2, +3.
+2, +3. Some years in his peak, he's like +4. And this is with like all-time level volume. But
you're talking about compared to his era.
No.
It's always relative. It's always relative to era.
I'm just making sure. Okay, go ahead.
And so when it comes to Melo, the problem with Melo is, yes, sure, field goal percentage when you're talking about like the shots he's taking in mid-range and even some of his 3-point shooting years, that's up to par. But he's not getting to the free throw line nearly as much as Kobe. The degree of difficulty as far as like the shots that he's taking, like some of these years, Kobe is just like he's exceeding the volume that even Melo's taking. And that didn't even go into the playoffs where his scoring resiliency is like skyrocketing to like all-time levels. So that's the separator.
With the same production. With
the same production.
Yeah, you got to mention that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, with the same production. So like that's the separator for Kobe.
All All right.
Yeah, it's Kobe. We all know this. Like we all know this. Like Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, are the only guys that get penalized or get boosted because of the era they played in. It's
Yeah,
BS. They're
like
the only ones.
yeah, like old dude that came in talking about Wilt and like comparing his career numbers to like his prime numbers. Like you can't disassociate you can't all of a sudden just combine his career years, because some of those years where his scoring numbers went down was because one, the coaching asked him to, and two, part of the reason why he went to the Lakers is because he realized of offensively, I can't do this for much longer. Like I can't hold this bearing for that much longer. So I need to at least go to a team to where I can be able to focus on the defensive end, which Sturdy will tell you that was his true strong suit. What he was scoring.
That's facts.
Right?
That's facts.
So yeah.
So shout out to the casual. Y'all make sure to subscribe to the casuals channel. Go ahead and plug your channel in, brother, right quick, so we can let some other folks in.
I got a new channel called Casual. You can go look it up on YouTube. We just started uploading shorts. I'm coming out with my shooting guards video probably later this week. So please make sure to go subscribe there. And also make sure to go subscribe to Vanity Sports Debates. We go live actually tonight and every Sunday around 7 p.m. Eastern time. We do basketball, the Hoopsters, and we also have our football show, Backyard Blitz. Please make sure to subscribe and check us out.
All right, no doubt, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I'm gonna let you down right quick because we got
Yes,
some
sir.
folks in the
Yes,
background.
sir. Yes, sir. Much love, brother.
You. Yeah, man. Much love, man. Appreciate you, casual. Thank you so much. We'll bring up P5 into the thing, but let's let King Money Fly get his take in. You were very patient. Thanks, King Money Fly, for joining us on another Sunday afternoon. I know you are already a subscriber to the channel. So what's good, brother? What you got for us, King Money Fly?
Man, what's going on, man? First of all, how y'all doing this Sunday, man?
Doing good.
I had wanted to touch on some things I heard y'all was saying earlier. I think when Craig was on the show, I don't know if it was him or Travis when y'all was doing like the scoring and the impact and things like that, like who's impactful on the scoring. So when they were saying that, I had wanted to chime in, like, it's LeBron for sure, because we got for sure 2 seasons where we seen where his scoring impact really made and break that season. You can't say that for most people. He got 2 seasons for sure where, like, like it's because of his scoring and whatever he had going on for as an offensive player to where they got to where they got to. That's '07 and 2018. I don't think nobody ever played a game in basketball has had a better carry job than those 2 seasons than the ones he got already in his career for his scoring, right? Because those 2 years he was playing out his mind, like, for his scoring. He's like scoring crazy. And then we know he's the youngest to score 30 and the oldest to score 30 in the NBA career, right? I already said he's the fastest at the milestone. So it's like, I don't be understanding when people be slighting him on the scoring tip just because he's an all-around player. Then they be trying to backhand him, trying to say he's not a pass first. I'd be like, bro, like, that's why we call him the best all-around player, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, hey, you're gonna give him the scoring, but then you're gonna take away his playmaking, like, he's not a pass first. Bro, he's both. He's all of it. That's what makes him so special and so good as a player, because he does some of everything on the court. But they like to nitpick and take or what they want to take. And I got another question for y'all real quick. This is something I've been talking about. I've been really doing a lot of research lately. It's about Steve Nash. Do y'all think he was a superstar? Because to me personally, he's not a superstar player.
During parts of his time when he was playing, he was a superstar.
Definitely was a superstar.
Yeah.
It just depends. What do you consider a superstar? That's what depends.
Because to me, I feel like, especially his first MVP season, right? He wasn't the best player on that Phoenix team. I don't care what none of you guys say. I never seen anybody to score 15 points and give you 11, and we call that person a superstar. And he's the best player on that team. When the fact that Amari gave you 26 and 8, right? But you got to put this in context. Before they got Nash, Amari came 2 seasons before that. They went to the playoffs his rookie year. Then the next year, Stephon got hurt and some more players got hurt, so they didn't make it. So they didn't really need Nash to get them anywhere that they ain't never been before. They went to the playoffs, Amari rookie year. So then it's like, then you go look at the years before, right? He made it easy for those guys to get opportunities to make them to be in the best position. I get that. But players like Amari and Joe Johnson and Sean Marion, I think they was going to be what they was going to be with or without Nash. Because he had some impact for some of the things they did, but it really wasn't that big enough for where like people be oversizing it for him. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with Sean Marion when Nash got there, the only thing really that improved with him was his 3-point field goal percentage. He shot the same amount of field goals. He put up the same amount of points the first year when they had Nash. So he didn't really jump crazy. The same thing for Joe Johnson. The only thing he really got better was his 3-point, and it was in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Most likely. You know what I'm saying? And then for Amari, he shot one more field goal attempt when he got Nash, and he made 2 more shots, and he went up 6 more points. And people be trying to overdo it like, well, Nash did this for him. I'm like, bro, he was already a 20-point scorer before he got Nash. You see what I'm saying? So he was going to take off no matter what he was going to do. And the fact he got hurt because he was playing out of position when they had Steve Nash.
You're just looking at it the wrong way.
Well, I think superstar is being, it's basically more of opinion based anyway. I think the league crowned Steve Nash just as a superstar. That's just what it is. He's back-to-back MVP. The league stated he was a superstar. Yeah.
I mean, I think you're looking at
I can't do that.
No,
his
I
play
can't
is
do
what
that.
made him a superstar. His play is what made him a superstar.
A superstar is somebody that can fill seats, and Steve Nash was one of those players. That 7-second offense, that 7-second offense that D'Antoni ran and made the Phoenix Suns very popular and made them so great was because they had a Steve Nash. Now you can bring up his stats and things of that nature and say it's not that gaudy or whatever, but at the end of the day, that offense that they had, especially back then, was pretty basketball. It was better than watching the Detroit Pistons, who was making you score 79 points. So, and that was because they had Steve Nash. So he did sell tickets, and they did have a great offense because of him. I might agree with you. Maybe Stoudemire should get more praise, but to say Steve Nash wasn't the best player on that team is crazy. He was really, really good, and everything that they did was predicated on bringing him to that team. That's all I'm saying.
He made them
That's fine. That's fine. Real quick, Johnny Rick, I got one more question. That's fine, right? When you say that, when normally when we look at basketball, when we see the person who averaged the most points on the team, what do we normally say about them on the team? When you look at, when you just look at the points per game, what do you normally say about the person? I'm just asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. That's all.
We don't do that. We don't do that. Your points per game does not mean more.
That's it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean more than anything else.
Look at Magic Johnson. He wasn't always the leader in points. No one said he wasn't the best player. He was MVP.
He was never the lead. He never led his team in points any of his 5 championships.
Like it doesn't. You don't have to.
I thought in '87 it wasn't. I thought Magic was the leading scorer in '87. No,
James Worthy.
In '88.
Nope, James Worthy.
Okay. I thought he led one.
I thought it was one year.
I'm telling you.
No, hold on, wait. Y'all gotta wait. Twin man. You gotta wait. We got other people here. We gotta let other people get their pace. Please. We got Paul Goat in the building. Thank you, Paul Goat. Thank you for joining us. We have international fan base here. Paul Goat is from Puerto Rico. What you got for us today, brother?
Well, I mean, the top 5 scorers of all time. I have LeBron James, number 1. Number 2, I will put Wilt Chamberlain. Number 3, I would put Kareem. Number 4, I would put Michael Jordan. And number 5, I would put Kevin Durant.
Oh, wow. No Kobe?
No.
Oh, my God. Another no Kobe guy. So, okay. So explain yourself. How do you judge these players for their, how do you measure their scoring?
Well, I mean, their efficiency matters a lot. Okay, their shot making. Okay, how they make the decisions to shoot the shots. Okay, I also value the total career points, their totals, and their points per game average, both regular season and playoffs.
Y'all keep talking about efficiency, but y'all got Michael Jordan in there. Michael Jordan ain't that efficient.
Well, like I said,
more efficient than Kobe.
So you guys are not consistency. You guys are not.
You guys are not consistent. But I got you though. I mean, again, I got Kobe in my top 5. Kobe's one of the greatest scorers of all time. I'm just messing with you. But I also got Karl Malone, and I think only me and Ruddy Hood Sports talked about Karl Malone the whole day. So let's keep 5. Yeah.
And for one thing, Magic Johnson led his team in scoring 3 times, not once. It was 3 times.
That's what I thought. I could have swore he led the team in scoring 1 time. I could have swore it was. So
it was 3.
No, I said for five year championships. I didn't say his career. Never ever say career.
But one of them got to be 87 or 88. One of them got to
Hey,
be
double check for me. Double check for me.
87. Yeah, 87. He did lead the league.
That's what I'm saying.
Team
He led his team. That's what I'm saying. I knew it was one of those 2 years. I didn't know that for one of those 2 years.
Go to my left,
Let's let P5 get his take in. P5, thank you for joining us. I know you've been on a Friday night exposure, but thanks for joining us here on the GOAT James Kingdom Sunday afternoon. What you got today on the top scorers of all time?
My criteria, I guess I'll start off with that, is how do you score? How effective is the scoring? How does it translate to the playoffs? And because everyone scores differently, right? So I'm not going to discount what Kareem or Shaq was able to do because they couldn't shoot threes like Kevin Durant. It's just how do you score? It's how effective was it? How efficient was it? And how did it translate to the playoffs? That's simply all it is. Number 1, I have Michael Jordan. Number 2, I have LeBron James. Number 3, I have I would say number 3, I have Kevin Durant. I would say number 4, I have Kobe Bryant. No, number 4, I have Kareem. Number 5, I have Kobe Bryant.
All right, yay, Kobe! Yes, indeed. Now you do got some good measurements, which is basically what everybody keeps saying. It's efficiency, translation. I mean, some folks that said impact and winning, which I don't know how your 30 points per game in the regular season impacts you winning in the playoffs. Unless you want to use playoff scoring, which
I don't think winning has anything to do with scoring the basketball. I don't think.
I agree with you.
You can't rank scoring and then say, well, Jordan's over this guy because he has 6 championships. No, you can bring up other reasons why 6 championships have nothing to do with it, right?
In fact,
it has nothing to do with it. So that's my top 5. It would go Jordan. It would go LeBron. It would go Kevin Durant, Kareem, Kobe. There you go.
I have a question. Why do you have Jordan as number 1?
Michael Jordan is number 1 in my opinion because when I heard what Johnny said earlier about his efficiency. That's not true. Jordan for multiple years was a +5, +6 efficiency compared to the league he played in at that time, and I'm talking about true shooting. He was +6, +7. You talk about what he translated to do in the playoffs. He always seemingly always most of the times translated to a super high level. I think probably the greatest level in my opinion. You could argue that with Kareem as well. You could argue that with LeBron. But me personally, I would go with Jordan in that situation. And I think it's close, but for the reasons I was talking about, I think his playoff translation is the best. I think he did it at a certain volume as well. And I think that at his peak and what he was able to do as a finisher, as a mid-range shooter, especially for what he was able to do in the 90s, against illegal defenses, he took advantage of that. And he was able to maximize his scoring in that capability in the 90s. And I think that's why I would have a number 1. That's just me. I think his playoff translation was better than LeBron's. It was better than KD's. I think he was very efficient at the time as well. And he did it at a very high volume, which is why I would say Jordan's number 1.
Okay. There's no problem with that. Mingo Jester just got on. So you go ahead and give us your top 5 scores of all time.
Well, I got Michael Jordan number 1.
Okay.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant number 3.
Okay.
LeBron James number 4.
All right.
And Kareem number 5. But switch Kareem and what's the name? And the number 3 person out there. Switch them.
So you're 5 again, Mingo? Say it one more time.
Say that again.
So you got Michael Jordan number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 2, Kobe Bryant number 3, LeBron number 4, and Kareem number 5.
You said Kareem twice.
You said Kareem twice. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you did say Kareem twice.
LeBron James number 4, Kareem number 5.
No, you said Kareem twice, Mingo.
You said Kareem was 2.
Number 2. You said 2 at first.
Yeah, you said.
He said Curry number 5 or Kareem number 5?
He said Kareem. He said Kareem 2nd and 5th.
Michael Jordan number 1, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar number 2, Kobe number 3, KD number 4 and y'all right. Yeah. KD number 4 is what the name I was looking for. KD and Kareem. I mean LeBron. LeBron.
Okay, so all right, so let me make sure it's Mike, Kareem, Kobe, KD, LeBron. Correct?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And how do you measure their scoring?
Same thing y'all been saying. The same exact way. It ain't really nothing different. Ain't no point to keep repeating the same thing over and over again.
How? You got a different result than us. You don't have the same results.
No, I got the same players, just a different order. I got the same players, just a different order.
I got Carmelo in mine. You definitely not using my measurement.
But most like the guy that just went before me and the guy that went, they all had the same players, just a different order. P5 had the same players I got, just a different order.
Yeah, I wanted to address P5. The reason I was saying about Jordan's efficiency was because out of all the guards that we are measuring when we're talking about scoring, Jordan was the only one to play in the 80s. So that's why I said I think a lot of the guys who played in a lot of Jordan's efficiency comes from playing in the 80s. So, you know what I mean? So when we talk about Jordan's score, I think in 91, 92, and 90, he shot over 50%. And then he had 3 other seasons in the 80s where he shot over 50%. But his best shooting year, I think, was 88, but he shot like 54% for the year.
Are you talking about field goal percentage?
Yeah, field goal percentage. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's just not how I measure efficiency. I look at true shooting percentage, and that's the measurement that I look at. And that measurement, Jordan was a +6, +7 for most years, and that's what I was looking at. I don't look at field goal percentage.
No, I got you. Compared to the amount of shots Jordan took, he was making a lot of them, so he was able to score a lot. Jordan went to the free throw line a lot, so that's why his efficiency is up there as well as and when we talk about true shooting. But that's what I'm saying. If Kobe was in that era, I think Kobe would have way much more efficiency as well and be up there as well. Same thing with a lot of those.
That's a nice theory. That's a good theory.
I mean, it is a theory. But again, I do believe the 80s basketball, Jordan was just far beyond ahead of his time. And I don't think they were
sure,
who could
score for Jordan. 80s.
Yeah, exactly. So I think 80s. So when it got
the only problem with like true shooting percentage, I mean, I agree with it. It's a good measuring. It's like it doesn't take into account like you can look at the leaders of true shooting percentage, like DeAndre Jordan and Rudy Gobert. Like, does that mean that they're the best scorers of all time?
You have to.
You qualify with volume scores. Throughout NBA history, volume scores, y'all can look this up, volume scores, guys that consider volume scores of their time accounted for about 25% of their team's points. Those were the guys that were considered volume scores. So DeAndre Jordan and Rudy Gobert, they were never volume scores.
Exactly.
But what makes you a volume scorer? How many shots per
I just said it.
How many shots?
No, it's relative to your team and era. It's not so much shot attempts. It's more so how much points are you accounting for in terms of scoring for your team. Everybody for their time that was considered a volume scorer was accounting for about 25% of their team's points.
No, because I'm looking at some of these guys that y'all keep bringing up true shooting for efficiency purposes. So guys like Reggie Miller, you guys are not talking about, should be ahead of Michael Jordan. He's a volume shooter.
He don't have the same level of production.
It's not just true shooting.
It's not just and nothing too, Johnny. Nothing too, Johnny.
And that's what I don't like.
No, it's not inconsistent. It's just another variable.
Y'all didn't even let me finish. We got guys like James Harden. We got guys like Charles Barkley. We got guys like Magic Johnson. All these guys are super high when we're talking about efficiency. We even got guys like Dwight Howard. You guys didn't mention Dwight Howard should be up there because these are high efficient scores. Let me see here. Amari Stoudemire, somebody that was mentioned.
DeAndre Jordan's a high efficient scorer.
No, he's not a high volume scorer. We're talking about high volume.
So we're being selective here. Okay, we just responded to parts of the argument.
Wait, because Sturdy, all the guys that I mentioned, are they volume scorers?
Not Dwight Howard.
Only 3-4 guys you name are volume scorers.
I named James Harden, Reggie Miller,
no.
Magic Johnson.
No.
Magic Johnson not a volume scorer?
You think Magic Johnson's a volume scorer, Johnny?
You said
I think I just said it 3 times.
Wouldn't Reggie Miller be a playoff You know,
Reggie Miller's
playing
playoff
for
runs.
Reggie Miller
up his
right?
volume. He's up his volume production in the
Reggie
playoffs.
Miller's
Most of
playoff.
them.
Yeah, so I mean, shouldn't that be on people's criteria? Like, with the guys this.
Yeah, everybody consider playoffs. Everybody consider playoffs.
Okay.
He's up there. He's just not in my top
Listen,
five.
I don't mind guys using true efficiency because I do believe again it is a measurement for your scoring efficiency, but it does reward guys who can shoot threes and guys who make a lot of free throws as well on top
But
of
that
just
goes
scoring.
into it.
No, that's what true shooting percentage.
I know that.
No,
But I'm
Johnny,
saying-
there's another one. There's another one that's just there's another one that's just as good. It's called EFG. It takes out the free throws, so it counts.
Yeah.
It counts with just everything you make besides free throws for the EFG.
That I know. It basically it balances out 3-point shooting to 2-point shooting. I got you. I know what.
Okay, but what's the like benchmark you guys are looking for true shooting percentage? Because I know you say you have to have a volume, you have to shoot a certain amount of shots, but is there like a benchmark? Like there's a minimum that you should
relative
be
to your
at?
error. Relative to error, just be above league average.
The
So,
best
for example,
scorer-
AI, for example,
league average. Okay.
The truth.
Yeah. It's always B League is predicated off. It's always relative to your error because every relative don't have the same level of efficiency. So for a guy like AI who technically produce more points per game, in some years totals for a season, and opposed to Kobe, he was never as efficient as Kobe. He was majority of his below league efficiency. He keeps the volume up.
Listen,
but he's not making as many baskets.
Listen, the only reason I say this is because Michael Jordan is 56.9% and true shooting percentage. Other volume scorers who have more than Michael Jordan in true shooting are Moses Malone. Let me see here. We have Paul George. We have. Let's continue here. We got. Let me know if I'm saying anybody that's not a volume scorer. Isaiah Thomas, but I don't know if that's Isaiah Thomas. Okay, no, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong Isaiah Thomas. That's not Zeke. That's the other guy. Then we have
the other guy.
Yeah, it's the other guy. It's the other guy. We have Karl Malone, right? We have Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah. Yes.
We have Devin Booker. We have Ray Allen.
Are you saying career true shooting?
Some parts of his years.
Yeah, these are
He's
all
looking at career. He's looking at career.
I'm looking at career.
Well, okay. Well, if you're going by that, that's not how I rank my scores.
Oh, it's not by that.
Hey,
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, Johnny, most of the people that are saying this are not going based off career. They're going based off of selective years and peak and relative to peak or prime. It don't matter. Peak or prime and relative to their era, who they play.
Okay.
All right. So I'm looking at the league average from 2001 to 2013, which Kobe was like at his best. The league average for true shooting percentage was 53%, and Kobe was at close to 56%. So in reality,
that's what I tell people.
Kobe
He was
very
efficient.
He was efficient.
Kobe
We
very
always said efficient. He was efficient.
Yeah, he was.
No one said he wasn't.
No, hold on, wait. The whole 3-hour show's been about how Kobe
everybody's been saying that he's not.
No. Everyone said he's not as efficient compared to the other guys. So, for example, that's for B. Just mentioned. I said it earlier. Yes, that's what I just said.
That's a contradiction, Sturdy.
It's not contradiction because
there's a lot of contradictions this day. There's a lot of contradictions on a Sunday afternoon.
I gotta.
It could come
Wait a minute.
Bring up the law because there's a lot of contradictions on a Sunday.
It could come a contradiction when you're judging a book by a chapter.
Wait, can somebody read that stat off to me again? That Kobe stat.
That's what I tell people. I said that he was efficient in his time.
Hold up, guys. From 2001 to 2013, when Kobe was, by their code, a volume shooter, Kobe was at 56% in true shooting percentage, and during that same time, the league average was 53%.
So we're about to give Kobe benefits for being a free throw merchant during that time?
No.
Shooting percentage done, bro.
No. Let me finish. No, hold on.
Hold on. Travis got something to say. Go ahead, Travis.
So, Bealey, that could be explained by the fact that he's higher. So that's taken in every single player, or every single player in that era. Not how many guards were shooting like 4 or 5 threes per game and taking 19 shots a game on his who would
you guys that league average.
Kobe was like shooting 34% from three, which is fine. And then that went into his true shooting percentage. That's why it's higher compared to a lot of the rest of the league during that time, because not a lot of guards were shooting 20, 25 shots a game
Can't argue with that.
So I mean, you're shooting. You're true. Now, out of the top 10 true shooting percentage leaders of all time, only 2 of them are volume scorers, and that's Nikola Jokic and Steph Curry. So like it's a misleading time because it's going to favor people who shoot threes, which is fine because that is more efficient. And that's why you're seeing Kobe with a higher true shooting percentage relative to his era.
I forgot.
No, but we
That's why it's no. Yeah, I got Travis. I'm about to give it to you. It's relative. So from that difference, really, you explained that was +4 and +2, right? That's relative. Other guys like a Shaq, like a Jordan, and like LeBron, they give you +5 and up. Relative. It's not just number by itself. It's what your number is compared to your era.
As in Michael Jordan.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And for just to say. And say if a guy is +4, another guy is +5, which is marginally comparable, right? Then you go off the production. If this guy give me +4 on average 25, and this guy give me +5, if this guy give me +5 on average 25, and this guy give me +4 average 30, the guy averaging 30 on +4 is the better scorer.
I do want to say I am removing Kobe from my top 5 and putting Curry in my top 5.
No, you can't. You can't do that. What are you doing?
I can't do that.
What are you doing? We're trying to keep Kobe in the top 5. You just jump off the ledge.
I mean, the only reason I wouldn't put Curry over Kobe is because the totals. Curry does not have the totals that Kobe has, and the scoring milestones as well. Like Kobe has probably way more 30-point games, 40-point games, 50-point games, and stuff like that.
Way more. That ain't even
all right, guys. I have some more numbers. So from 94 to 98, the league average was 53, and from 94 to 98, Jordan was 55. So Kobe was more efficient with Jordan later part of his career. I guess Kobe was more efficient over that time.
Yeah, why is that? That's those 4 years compared to 13. What we doing?
From the years of 88 to 91.
Yeah, do
we doing?
do 88. I mean 85 to 93. Do that.
Okay, 85
to 93.
We all know that's when Jordan was the greatest scorer between those spans.
Pretty much. Okay, I'm going to say 86 maybe to 93.
Jordan true shooting percentage was 59%.
87 to 93.
So,
it was 59. It was 59% between 85 and 93.
Yeah, for Jordan. Let me
My
look
God,
at the
Michael,
average.
you out there dogging Craig
And the
Elo
league average is right around 53. So he's
dogging Craig Elo and Danny Ainge. Good
That was
job,
you trying
Michael
to be
Jordan.
slick, B-Lee. That was you trying to be slick. You tried to pick out a certain span of years, and Jordan was just a +2.
Yeah, he's put 4 years compared to 13.
Later in Jordan's career, he was very inefficient because Kobe was more inefficient. So Michael Jordan was only efficient for about 9 years of his career.
No. He had one season when they were missing because he had one season where he came back but only played 17 games. That was the only year where he was.
That sounds like a Jordan.
All the other years, he was 57, 56, 58.
Sound like a Jordan. I mean, those 17 games probably didn't do like much of an impact.
It sounded like he's still higher than Kobe. That would sound like to me.
Wait, nobody's saying Kobe's more efficient.
53.
Nobody's saying Michael is not.
If you're taking that 96, yeah, but his differential wasn't higher.
But I'm just saying, y'all got to stop doing this compared relative to rating and doing Shaq's numbers. Y'all disrespecting Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, if we're doing that,
I would disrespect my being factual.
I could look at Wilt, Kareem,
yes,
Shaq,
do all of it,
LeBron, and KD, and that would knock Michael Jordan out of the top 5 if we want to do it that way.
That's true.
But that don't make any sense.
I doubt it.
True.
I doubt it. But when you do the exercise, do the exercise, you'll find out you're wrong. Yes, we are.
I got Mike number 5.
Do the exercise. You'll find out.
I got
hold up.
Kobe's number 4.
That would be one aspect of it. Remember, it's everything. So if you're gonna use that, you got to use production. You got to use points per game. I'm using all of it.
That's what we doing.
Everything. That's why I said my top 4 are solidified. You can't move me, and you can debate number 5 if you want. So it's LeBron, Wilt, Kareem, and Jordan. 5 you can debate.
Kobe.
I just know Kobe ain't gonna be there.
Where's Cap Attack? I'm gonna.
Kobe's not gonna be there. I can't put him over Shaq. I can't put him over Shaq.
I could definitely put Jordan.
Shaq got 33,000 points.
When it comes to scoring,
Shaq never averaged 30 points per game in the season.
Yeah,
Shaq
you
and
can't
Wilt
put
were
Shaq
scoring
over
titles.
Kobe, bro. You
And
can't
Kobe,
put Shaq
Kobe
over
don't
Kobe,
average
bro.
25 points for his career.
Huh?
Yes, he do.
I
But
just, I'll say it again.
he
I'm saying
still
it again.
has more seasons
No
averaging.
mingle, no mingle, no mingle. If Shaq never averaged
24.99.
30, Kobe does not average 25.
I
That's
mean,
what
but
they
Yes,
we
do.
can
he
still
does.
say that
Sturdy.
Kobe has more seasons at
Hold on,
25 than
Hold on.
Shaq does.
New World. Let me address
He
Sturdy
does.
with this.
Say that.
Let me address 29.9 is not the same as 24.99. You do understand that, correct?
What you mean?
Shaq averaged 29.9. He didn't average
9 what?
29.
What was that? What was 100 decimal?
That 100 decimal wasn't enough to make that 9 a 0. It was under 5.
Oh, okay. So not 30. Okay. I'll follow you.
So the reason Kobe averages 25 points per game is because the 24.99 and the 100th decimal, that 9 turns the other 9 to a 10, which eventually turns the 24 into 25. So
24.99.
No, 24.99 is 25.
It's not 25. That's why it's the number 25. Hey, Johnny, it's not 20. If it was 25, it would be 25, right?
If you round
Just
up
like with
to
Shaq 30.
if you round up to the nearest tenth, it is 25.
The same thing for Shaq. If I round up to the nearest number, it's the same thing for 30.
No, when you round up
about?
Shaq to the nearest tenth, it is
When did Shaq average
29.99.
29? When did Shaq average 29.99?
His MVP year. His MVP year.
In 2000.
Oh,
It was not 9.9. It was like 9.7, 9.5, some crazy thing like that.
It's
Like,
not 9.7. It's not 9.7. If it was 9.7, it would be 30. It's not
9.7. Hold on, 9.7.
No,
Right?
it's 29.7. It's 29.7. He never averaged 29.9.
It's
Oh, is that? I'm agreeing with. No, it's a fact. No,
29.7.
B-Lee, I'm just saying a fact. If Shaq does not average 30, then Kobe does not average 25 for his career.
No,
That's a
you're
fact.
wrong.
It's not opinion.
You're wrong.
Do you want to show people the numbers, Johnny?
Yes, show me the numbers where Shaquille O'Neal averaged 29.97 or 29.95 or higher.
No, he averaged 29.7. That's the highest.
No,
29.7.
it's just factual, bro. If you give me 99 cents, you owe me $1. You did not pay me that.
Sturdy,
No, he
let me ask you a
averaged
question.
9.7.
Are you rounding to the whole number or are you rounding to the 10th decimal?
If I round to the whole number for one player, I'm doing it for this other player. That's what the point.
No, but we're not. No, when Kobe's averaging 25, you're not rounding to the whole number. You're rounding to the 10th decimal.
You're literally rounding to the whole number, Johnny. What are you talking about?
I mean,
no,
the argument is moot because Shaq never averaged 29.9. Simple
And
as
that's
that.
why I said,
He
he never
Yeah,
averaged.
he
And
never.
Kobe don't average 25 points for his career. Why can't both be true? Both are true.
Yo, you're
No, but
wrong
Kobe
because if he
did
does average, that's 25.
29.99. The one thing Kobe did average 24.99. So if you round that up, it's 25.
Yeah, if I round it up, exactly. Say it again. If I round it up, say it with me now. If I round up, exactly. Say it with me now. If I round up,
wait.
Sturdy. Most NBA people are gonna round it up. Like most people who are statisticians, they're gonna round it up.
But New World, they can be technical with Shaq, but I can't be technical with Kobe.
Sturdy. They don't round up to the whole number. They round up to the 10th place.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
So by the 10th place, Kobe averages 25 points per game if we round up to the 10th place.
If you round up, say it again. Say those 3 words for me. If you round up.
To the 10th place. The official number is the 10th place. You must have a .0, a point something. Shaq did not.
Yeah, if you round up. I agree with you, Johnny. If you round up.
Shaq never averaged 30.0. Never. Kobe averages 25.0.
He does not average 25.0, Johnny. You don't got to lie to the people.
Okay.
The NBA.com says 25.0. Let's just leave
That's
it
going
at
to
that.
say 24.99. Which one?
Basketball Reference is
which one? B-Lee, which one?
Basketball Reference says 25.0.
Basketball Reference says 24.99.
No, it doesn't. If you go,
hey, Johnny, we're gonna play this game. We're gonna play this game.
I'm gonna show you Basketball Reference telling you that Kobe Bryant averages 25 points per game. Mingle Jester, I know you loving this, Mingle Jester, because they're hating on Kobe today, and I'm not allowed.
Let's play this game. Let's play this game.
It's 24.99.
Oh wait,
that's what it is. That's all. What's on this pool block?
Sturdy, what does this say,
got Kobe
Sturdy?
at 25 points.
Okay, go to career leaders. That's like 25. Go to career leaders
That's his
for points per game for their average. Hey, Johnny, go to career leaders for points per game, please. It's not hard.
Wait.
Stay inside.
Sturdy, I will. Sturdy. 24.99 is not the official number. You have to round to the 10th place. Because you have to round to the 10th place. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
The NBA does. The NBA does.
The NBA does. Basketball reference don't. Synergy don't.
I don't care about basketball reference. NBA.
Oh, now we don't care about basketball reference. Now we don't care about synergy.
Not when they're not rounding up.
Get these stats from.
Not when they're not rounding up.
Wait.
Sturdy. No, Sturdy. Jordan doesn't average 30.12. He averaged 30.1. Wilt Chamberlain does not average 30.07. He averages 30.1. Shaquille O'Neal never averaged 30 points per game in a season by the record books in any way. But wait. In the record books, Kobe Bryant averages 25.0 points per game. That's official.
That's not what the screen says. That's not what the screen says, like Johnny.
That's what his official record book says.
That's not what the screen says. That's not what synergy says.
This is unbelievable.
Do I give a fuck? No, not one. How many fucks do I give? 0. Exactly. So therefore your comment is irrelevant.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
I'm sorry, Sturdy. I'm so sorry.
I'm an MJ jealous because I'm consistent. Y'all can't be consistent, but I can't be consistent.
You can't accept facts. That's the fact. Listen, I accepted it. 25 points per game is rounded up to the nearest 10th decimal. It's 25.0.
That's not a law. Hey, Johnny, what rule you using, sir? Where can I see these rules?
That is the NBA rules.
Where is this rule? Where is this rule on NBA.com?
The NBA
can I please see this rule?
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga. Sit your ass down.
Sturdy, the NBA says it, Sturdy. The NBA says it. That's who says it.
What did synergy say? Okay.
25.0. That's what it says. 25.
Wrong. Synergy said 24.99. But whatever. Be consistent, right? I thought that whole conversation would be about Synergy
is stealing your money.
If we're going to be consistent, we're going to use NBA.com.
I just keep it simple, Billy. If I say one, if I'm riding for one guy, I'm riding for one guy.
It's 24.
No, if I'm riding for one guy, I'm riding for one guy.
You're being consistent. You're being consistent, and we're being consistent.
Exactly. If you don't ride for one guy, ride to the other guy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just to let y'all know, because of me, Brandon has John Stockton, the top 5 point guard of all time, and because of Brandon, I have to defend Kobe Bryant because you guys be hating on Kobe too much.
Stockton was a top 5 point guard, though. I never said he was.
Hold up.
I never said he was.
On Kobe to have the number 6. How is it hating on Kobe to have the number 6 on the all-time?
Yeah, that's hate.
No,
that's
we don't say you're hating. We're just saying to be consistent. That's all. That's all.
Okay.
Is Kobe Bryant a better scorer than Michael Jordan, Wilt, Kareem, or LeBron?
I don't.
Hell no.
All time in the
regular
regular season. Yeah, all time. All time in the regular
season.
Hell
no.
By your logic, hey, Johnny, Kobe Bryant's not better than Karl Malone, right?
What? Wait. My logic is 40,000 points, 38,000 points, 36,000 points, 33,000 points, and 32,000 points. Now you want to reiterate yourself?
You gotta be consistent. It's very consistent.
Why do you think Brandon asked me my
what you say to him, man? Say that again to him, man?
Karl Malone and Kobe Bryant.
Karl Malone is 36. 36,000 points is what Karl Malone scored, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay, then, so he's number 3 on my list. You got a problem with that?
Well, the reason why is just all this stuff is all this stuff just has a lot of variables in it that is just way too inconsistent.
I don't even have Karl Malone as a top 20.
First, you got to say that you got to do true shooting percentage.
Hey, John, it's just a morals thing.
Hold on,
I got you. I know that. We know. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one.
True shooting percentage relative to their era, and then it's like +5. Then you say that okay. Then you got to do production. Then you got to do production.
Yeah.
Then you got to say a volume score. What quantifies a volume score? How many shots? 15, 20? Then you got to say that you got to do prime. How many years is prime? What's considered prime? whose prime is this?
But then,
So it's like, hold
Ishmael,
on.
people are going to use.
Let her finish. Twin man, let her finish it. Let her finish it.
If you want to say prime and do all that stuff, I guess it's sure. But I mean, that just seems that's doing too much. It's way too many.
No, Ishmael, I get it. Ishmael, I get it. Algebra is easy. Doesn't mean trigonometry isn't necessary.
Yeah, watching paint dry is
more
interesting.
Wait. Did Sturdy just say trigonometry? You can't do simple math. You guys can't do simple math. Here is Peter. Shout out to you, Peter. Peter says, "Hey, Johnny means."
Wait. Don't say that shit.
Hold on. No, Ishmael. Wait. I'm speaking, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. This guy's addressing me. I gotta address him. Shout out to you, Peter. Peter says here, a Johnny means to say the nearest 100th. No, the 100th decimal is the second decimal point. So that's the second 9 on Kobe's point per game average. If we're doing it by the 10th decimal, that means the 9 in the 100th place will turn the 9 in the 10th place into a 10. Once you turn that 9 into a, you have to round to the 10th place. That's how the official number is calculated. Okay, wait. Oh wait, no. Sturdy's gonna keep going.
Let Johnny finish.
The equation to get the formula and equation to get a player's point per game average, the official way is you must take a player's total points scored by their total games played. Once you get that number, you must round. It is mandatory that you round to the 10th place, which is the first decimal point. You must do that. If you're not doing that, you are not officially recording how the NBA records their averages. There is no averages that the NBA uses that end with a 100th decimal. It will always get to the 10th place, the 10th decimal place, the 10th spot. The only other stat that they use that doesn't have the 10th spot is when they use the field goal percentage, and you'll get the 1000th decimal. They never use the one. Yes, like as a perfect example, when we say LeBron James averages 74.1 points from 3 feet on, it's really .741.
What?
This is so confusing to me.
Can I finish what I was saying? Listen, I don't know what you said, Sturdy, in terms of trigonometry. I just think that's a non-sector from what I'm saying. I'm saying like even when B. Lee was saying like basically what is the boundary for it? Like where's the setup for it? You know, in career, like I don't see any other argument in terms of who the greatest scorer is, because you can't formulate a proper argument or any other logic that you can point to a single metric other than totals to say who is the best in a particular stat in career. In prime, that seems like too many variables and a lot of inconsistency. So I just would like to see what is the boundary.
So that just means that you don't know how to.
And that's the thing. Ishmael. It's never just one. Just like the GOAT debate, Ishmael. It's not just one thing. I'm not saying like y'all people. No. You like people have these things like y'all doing this thing like totals like a draw for Uno, and every other category is a basic color card.
No, it's not about the fact that if it's basic.
Total is draw 25 in Uno. Everything else that y'all do.
What Uno you play that has draw 25? I need to know this Uno. What Uno?
It's not that it's basic, dude. It's not that it's
draw 10s in that bitch.
Yeah.
Whatever the maximum draw is, that's what totals means in basketball. It's the most important part in the game.
Don't tell me, Johnny. It's a good thing they took out continuation. That's the only time you draw 25. Jesus Christ,
it's better than skip. It's better than reverse. It's better than the blue, red, and the sevens. It's better than all those. If you have the max draw, that's the totals, and that's what totals represents in basketball. Go ahead, Ishmael. We're gonna land it here. Ishmael, give your last take, and then we're gonna go down the line so we can get up out of here because it is football Sunday, and the Niners are about to play. Go ahead.
Okay. It's not the fact that it's basic. It's just that I don't see any other argument. Or it's the greatest argument in order to support why this metric makes sense rather than what everybody else is saying. Like everybody, what they're saying in conclusion just has no consistency from what I've heard from. And you guys are not going based off of career. You guys are you're being selective, way too subjective and selective of who is a better career based on their prime or selective years you think are valuable to a player. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to career, there is no subjectivity. It is what it is. It is what it stands. And 40,000 points says LeBron's the greatest scorer of all time.
Hey, Ishmael, that's why they say Jordan is a greater winner than Bill Russell, because they use more than just who has the most.
Right. Anyway, shout out to Lamont. Lamont's listening to us. Appreciate you, Lamont. Lamont said, remember, JDRs are also high school dropouts. That's messed up because I don't think Sturdy's a high school dropout. But the fact that y'all don't understand simple
Sturdy
math.
he isn't a JDR, so that's one thing.
Man, how could you equate that to the high
Hell
school
no,
dropout?
no.
Man, that is
Hell no.
insane. Y'all come up with some of the craziest stuff.
Yeah, let's go. And Mingo Jester always got to play the MJ police. He can't let us talk about Michael.
Y'all come on. How does being a Michael Jordan fan equates to being a high school dropout? How does that even correlate?
Because they don't count past 6. They can't count past 6. They can't.
Have you heard him talk?
Okay.
You heard these dudes talk?
How you gonna count past 6 and Jordan on the ass?
They wasn't in school because they was too busy standing in line getting a pair of sneakers.
How could you? Well, you can't get mad because LeBron's shoes ain't sell like that. That ain't my fault. But anyway, that ain't my fault. But
LeBron
anyway,
is the second selling most shoes salesman of all time.
You notice what you just said. Second,
trust me, they don't know that.
Wait, let's go ahead, Mingo Justice. Go ahead, get your last taken. Go ahead, Mingo Justice. It's your mic. Go ahead, brother.
Notice what you just said. Second. That's right. Second.
Yeah, he's
but
second.
anyway,
he is.
But anyway, besides all that, Lamont I don't know what's wrong with Lamont, man. Lamont come up with all this crazy stuff, man. Listen, until a player come along that's greater than Michael Jordan, I'm going to continue to say Michael Jordan is the greatest. I ain't seen that player yet. Maybe y'all can inform me, but I ain't seen that player yet. But until then, hey, somebody let me know something. Fuck LeBron ain't it.
Open your eyes. It's GOAT James.
Open your eyes. See through the lies. Shout out to Mingo Jester. Y'all know who Mingo Jester is, man. Go ahead, Travis. Get your last take in so we can get up out of here, please.
Really quick, just to address LA Bryant. I mean, I won't respond to people who don't come on live. You've had your chance. Like we've exposed you to all the time. You won't come on time, so I'm not gonna ever respond to you again until you come up. Anyway, really quick, it's Bill. Kareem wasn't the greatest scorer of all time because of what he was doing like in the late 80s, like when he was averaging like 13, 14 points a game and just being, just like a defensive anchor in the paint for Magic Johnson. Like he was the GOAT because of what he did in his peak and prime from like 70 to 80. That's when he was the most consistent, like one of the most efficient high volume scorers of all time. That's where he got the base to build his all-time scoring lead. That's across the board. That's the most consistent thing that we see with every one of these players that is who we consider a top 10 scorer. I already rated the top 10 scorer, like Malone did it, Shaq did it. They all have these huge stretches where, of course, they're going to fall off. The only one who really didn't is
LeBron.
Is LeBron and Durant, who they've been year 17 and year 21, right? They're still averaging like 20, 29 points a game, 27. And like that's the only time we see it. But there's always going to be stretches in players' career where they have these dominant 10, 11, 12-year stretches of high volume scoring matched with their efficiency. And so that's why it's important to actually not just look at their totals, because every one of these players is going to drop off. Like their ancillary things like Kobe Bryant, we don't knock Kobe for saying, oh, like he was pitiful and scoring like a pitiful score overall because he scored like 8-9 points below his averages, right? For like the last 2 years of his career because he was older, he had injuries. We look at his prime, we look at his peak to measure how good he was scoring, especially relative to his era. That's what you got to do. It takes research. Yes, I know that might be a foreign concept to some, but you can't just say, oh, he had more points. Oh, he's the better. No, you look at their entire, you look at their, like when they were at their best, you look at how good they were, not like when they stopped or whatever, like not their totals. It's just completely just a very hollow, disingenuous take.
I agree.
Okay, Travis, I have a question. So if you're able to like continue to be at that top notch scorer instead of falling off, do you get like, do that matter more, or do you only look at what you do for that peak?
No, so Durant and LeBron are the exception to the rule, the overwhelming rule. And so it's like it's not, these players aren't diminished because of how they dropped off. That's part of the game. How often does a player just retire after the best scoring like year of his career? Never. With like Shaq was in the league for 8 years when he had his best season ever in 2000. Did he just call it a day? No. He knew that his totals and his averages were going to go down because of, the human condition. And like that happens to every single athlete across the board. It takes longer for some than others, but it happens. LeBron hasn't really hit that road mark yet. Neither is Durant. But again, when we're talking about generally, like speaking of who the greatest scorers are, we see that trend. That's why you got to look at their best. There's no other way around it.
Okay. All right.
You muted, Johnny.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Before we get to the next person, I want to address Mr. Kobe Bryant fan over here. FYF is ducking Scap Attack Kobe Bryant versus LBJ. Well, tell Mr. Scap Attack he's actually ducking GOAT James Kingdom and the Exposer because I called all of them out. I want a 20v1 versus every last one of them people that show up on the Michael Jordan fan page or the best show to talk about why LeBron James is not better than Kobe or Michael Jordan. That includes Mr. Scab Attack, that includes Mr. Hungry Man, that includes Zesty Fitness and Rants, Young Miami,
5 times.
Every last one of them. I'm calling out every last one of them.
They already said that they're afraid to come on here. They don't want to do it. Yeah.
Or even let me go over there. No, they don't even want me to go over there. I'm willing to go over there. I'm ready to go over there and do what I do best. Y'all know I don't play no games. I'm a Johnny the Exposer. I ain't scared of none of you Zesty Jeffries. And I'll take any one of y'all on that want to. All of that. We gonna do this. So let's get these last words in so we can get up out of here. We got a twin man Sturdy. Make it quick so we can get down the line and we can get up out of here. Enjoy the rest of our Sunday. Go ahead, Sturdy.
All right, bet. It's your boy Sturdy. Help turn y'all shake. It takes more sturdy. Simple fact that don't forget my slogan: John Stock is not a top 5 point guard. We all should know this by now. Jerry West is a point guard. I don't know. Don't let these old people lie to y'all. He is a point guard, despite him getting buckets. Last thing too, there is no one thing that determines the greatest of anything. It's multiple factors, and especially when a game of basketball is just more nuanced than just relying on one thing. I understand it. Algebra is very easy. But just because algebra is easy don't mean geometry isn't necessary. But the point is, do your own research. Reading is fundamental, fun to mental.
Facts. Shout out to you. If you asking me a silly question like this, GOAT James Kingdom, what's better, 5'2" or 4 or 6? I'll tell you 11.
Don't address it.
Come on. Jonathan, can I say this real quick? My bad. Just be quick. Also, after this stream, if you join FYF Discord, we will continue to have great basketball talk as we watch these football games. All right. So right after the stream, join the FYF Discord. We'll be still continue the conversation.
Yes. Make sure again, ladies and gentlemen, FYF and GOAT James Kingdom are available on Discord, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch. We're all over the place. We're doing everything that we need to do to keep telling y'all that basketball is the greatest sport and we're the best channels to actually talk the game of basketball. So shout out to Sturdy. You guys know you can catch Sturdy on FYF where he has different platforms like the crossover and other ones, and they have a great platform of shows. So you guys make sure to do that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out our membership here in GOAT James Kingdom because we take care of our members. So appreciate you. Actually, we're going to do a member show tutorial for some more graph making tomorrow, and I'll send out the link to our members. Twin man, hurry up and get your take in so we can get up out of here, brother, please.
Still the line for my brother Sturdy. Kobe Bryant is not a top 10 player or a top 5 scorer of all time. Y'all need to stop it. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Just ask for fitness and rant. But all right, hold on. Let's be real. So I do agree with I actually agree with 2 takes. I agree totals are important, but if you're talking about the greatest of any one particular skill, it cannot just be totals. You have to look at everything. And I'm sorry, if you have Kobe Bryant as the top 5 scorer, you bugging out. You're putting him over people who are just better, who are more efficient than him, who's better at putting the ball in the basket better than him. I'm sorry. So I need y'all to, love Kobe Bryant, but y'all need to stop trying to force him in conversations he does not belong in. Let him be where he is, which on my list, he's 13th for greatest players of all time, and he's number 6 for greatest scorer of all time. And LeBron James is the GOAT, and the bald-headed menace needs to go away. That's it.
Also, is Gary Payton a better scorer than Larry Bird? No.
Oh my God, you guys are hilarious. All right, Ruddy Hood Sports, any last words before we get up out of here? Y'all know that was Twin Man. Shout out to you, Twin Man. What's your last words there, Ruddy Hood?
Oh, bro, I was just going to say, when it comes to any of these conversations, I'm going to, kind of, in a way, pick every nit. You know what I mean? I'm always going to have a nit to pick. And when I look at their careers, I believe that, your prime is definitely a factor. but what did you do over the total of your career? When we start comparing people at the tail end of their career, this is why I put LeBron as the #1 scorer of all time, because he's done it since he was young, being the youngest to reach 1,000 to 40, like I said, averaging that 25 every single year, and then being 11th in scoring just from 2020. Like even his last season, he scored more points than all year 21 players combined. And he also was the only player in NBA history to put up a stat line of 25, 8, and 7 on 50+% shooting and 40+ from the field. This is the reason why I have him as the greatest of all time, because it's like he can do anything. But just from a scoring perspective, you'd have to put him at the top because of what he's been able to do. And then I can't ignore 10 scoring titles from Michael Jordan. I'm just not that type of guy. I can't ignore that, and the fact that you got to beat 30,000 plus points to even be in this conversation. You know what I mean? And that's why I put Kobe up there with those guys as well, because of what he was able to do. But that's all I had to say. When you use these conversations and you try to judge and make these judgments, you have to understand that what you did over the course of your career is a great factor, if not the most important factor. We have to honor consistency and not disrespect it. But that's all I had to say.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. All your super chats, thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get up out of here. Brandon, you got any last words before we get up out of here for these folks?
Yeah. So my last word is that, we all think LeBron's the greatest scorer of all time. That's because he has the most. Just like we think Bill Russell's the greatest winner of all time because he has the most rings. So once you're sitting on top of something, you are the greatest at whatever you do. So LeBron has the most points. No matter how you want to look at it, he's #1. That's why he's the greatest scorer of all time.
That is factual, ladies and gentlemen. We don't play no games. When you got 40,000 points on your resume, it's very hard to say anybody else is a greater scorer than you. So that's why we have LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. We stay consistent here in GOAT James Kingdom. First off, we want to thank everybody for joining us in today's show. Thank you, all of our members. Thanks for everybody who came up to the panel. We hope to have you guys again every week to talk about the GOAT conversation. Y'all make sure to check out all the different perks of becoming a GOAT James Kingdom member. You know we do it best here. We're going to take care of our members. We got special shirts, hats, all kind of stuff. We do videos. We do graphs for you guys. We take care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We go live every Sunday noon to talk about basketball and the GOAT conversation. And in reality, we are ready for a true challenge. And we have challenged the Michael Jordan fans of the best page and their whole panel. Not just Dart. Don't worry. We're not worried about Dart the Joker. We want the rest of these fools. We want them to come up and say why Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. We're not even going to do the GOAT conversation. We're going to prove to you why LeBron is better than Michael Jordan. And I want a 20v1. Brandon and I basically want a 2 versus 20. We don't even care. We really want it to be whatever y'all want. If you want one of us or just both of us, we are ready to go on your platforms or any one of your platforms. You can go get Scab Attack, John Arnett, all those idiots. Get them all up. Let the Zesty Jeffries know GOAT James Kingdom has called them out. We are not afraid of none of you guys. We want that smoke. We want that. Also, you can catch me on a Friday night exposure with the Exposer. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great Sunday afternoon. This is the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. You guys have a great Sunday. We'll see y'all next Sunday, noon Eastern time, right here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Peace and blessings.
If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.